Well, a very good morning. How are you guys? Welcome to YouGarden TV. I hope you're ready because we've got 3 hours of deals all over the place. We've got something for all tastes and styles when it comes to gardening, and to tell us all about it, we're here with Bex. Bex, good to see you. Good morning.
Good morning again.
Yeah, I know. Right. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, pleasure.
Yeah, it's great.
Always.
John, I learned so much from last time, and John, we have got so many good things to go with. Any highlights, anything you're really looking forward to?
I always struggle with this question because the thing is we've got such a range of things that I think will work in so many different gardens. Our favourites table has changed a little bit.
Yeah, so I see.
I really love the Hardy Fuchsia collection. I think the pair of grapes that you can get is amazing. Yeah. But do you know what? There's something on every table change, I think, that I'm quite excited about.
I've got my eye on this, Acer, but do you know, we've got so much to go through. But do you know what? A big shout out to all of you guys who's watching already. We've had people come in so early, in fact. We've had Neil email. Neil, thanks very much for watching, at, what, about 3:50 this morning.
Neil, you beat Ali G. Well done.
That's an achievement, I think.
Ali G's normally the first in with her photos, but Neil beat her this morning.
Honestly, guys, thank you so much. But yeah, lots of you are watching on YouTube already. Hello to Neil, hello to Maricia. Verna's watching. Thank you so much. You're all chatting, you're all saying good morning to each other. And of course, yeah, email us in if that's easier for you. It's ygtv@yougarden.com. But I'm sure you know this already. We're here every single Thursday and every single Sunday morning. Yes, we're here until 12:30 this afternoon, so we've got lots and lots to go through. But if you are new, do make sure you quote that code on the side of your screen. Because when you buy something, go to yougarden.com, add it to your basket, and then make sure you add that code, because that gives you free postage and packaging, free P&P on everything we've got here live in the potting shed. So that's YGTV 2825. Please do not forget that. Get your free postage and packaging. And of course you can watch us, yes, you can watch us here on YouTube, you can watch us on Facebook if you prefer, wherever is easiest for you. Do you know what? So we've got a free postage and packaging, we've got all these deals coming here your way. The deals are fantastic. Talking about deals though, the club, the YouGarden Discount Club, are we ready for this? If you haven't joined yet, please do so. Thousands of people are. Well, for £10 for the year, it was 20, now it's £10 for the year for the auto renew. You get 15% off plants and accessories. You get 7.5% off outdoor living machinery. You get £20 worth of product vouchers throughout the year, and you get 2 free P&P vouchers too. How about that? And do you know what? I learned so much by watching the guys here at YouGarden. If you want even more expert gardening knowledge and exclusive offers, that's another reason to join the YouGarden Discount Club. £10 and that's it for the year.
That's it, yeah.
You can make your money back so quickly on that, can't you?
And you start saving on your first order, which is the exciting thing. You don't have to wait for the little deals and things to come out in the post. You can literally start saving today.
Yeah, you can go straight away, so guys, do join us. But do you know what, I love the passion from you guys, and keep your emails coming in. Any questions, we'll do our best to answer for you. Right, should we go to the favourites table?
Yeah, let's go to those grapes first of all, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it. Now, I've got to say, grapes, people say in this country, are they difficult to grow? Well, these are already fruity.
Yeah, definitely. So the red one that we've got is actually starting to fruit, and it's started to colour up just over this last week. We've had this one out here in the potting shed, and you can see those grapes are actually starting to turn that beautiful red colour as well.
Yes.
Here you are actually going to get 2 of them, so you're going to get the white one and you're going to get the red one,
nice.
Which I really like the idea of here, because if you're growing this up and over something, you know, like a pergola or something outside.
Yeah, that'd be beautiful, wouldn't it?
Gorgeous, yeah, and then you'll get those bunches of grapes hanging down, and you'll be able to grow the green, or the white grapes I should say, and the red grapes at the same time. Love the contrast that's going to provide, particularly with the red grapes against that luscious green foliage.
Yes.
And they will ripen. This is the beautiful thing. I mean, they'll be loving this summer weather that we're getting at the moment.
Yeah, it's perfect conditions.
But it's really possible to grow grapes to the point of, you know, ripeness that you can eat here in the UK. We have vineyards in the UK. You don't have to be in, you know, the south of France or something or other. It is totally possible. What I really like about these is that they're quite a vigorous climbing plant. You know, they get going very, very quickly. So if you want to cover structures fast, this is a great option as a climbing plant.
So it's very practical. And so it arrives at this kind of stage then, does it?
Yeah, definitely. So this one was one that we picked up very recently from the nursery. We've got everything here on our 11-acre nursery.
Yeah.
They're all sort of supported in. You've got the bamboo canes in there as well, so it's already started to climb. You're going to need to give it something to climb up, and you've got loads of options: pergolas, archways. You know, you could attach a trellis to a wall or a side of a garage. You could even grow these along a fence as well. They have those tendrils, which helps them to cling on and climb whatever it is they are climbing.
So, like you said, like your pergolas and so on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And fences and trellises. That is beautiful. I mean, it must be such a good feeling to say you're growing your own grapes.
Yeah.
You know what? You hear obviously like tomatoes and things and vegetable patches, but grapes, there's something quite exotic and fancy about that.
Definitely.
I think, you know.
My mum and dad used to grow. They don't have it anymore, but they're just this structure from the house that went out and you walked through it into the garden, and it was lovely. I remember it feeling very magical with with the grapes sort of hanging down. And I think if you're enjoying the summer weather, which we get to do at certain points every single year, it's lovely to have for your outdoor seating area where you're sitting. It provides natural shade as well, because they do get very sort of luscious with their leaves.
Yes.
Yeah,
it is lovely.
I would trim away some of the leaves to allow some light to get through to those grapes. You know, that's going to really help them to ripen up. But if you're looking for that shade cover that this can provide, that's another really good option for you with the grapevine and it being a climber.
So delicious grapes, very practical in that respect too. You know, talk about the leaves. There's one here the size of my hand.
Yeah, they do get big.
They're beautiful, luscious, big, rich green leaves. They're really, really stunning. And do you know what? The price here is fantastic. So you're going to get two of them. So you're going to get a white and you get a red for £29.98. Ordinarily, we'd expect that to be £49.98. You're not paying anything anywhere near that. The discount club price, of course, for you guys, £25.48 for two of them, for the red and the white. So it's 340039. That's very exciting. What a place to start.
Yeah.
Big, gorgeous grapes. But it's the occasion of going outside with your family and actually picking your grapes. And I bet they're very juicy, actually.
I would have thought so, yeah. I mean, look, I can't wait to grow my own. I will be planting these when I get to the new house. I think that's a really good idea. Yeah. They're winter hardy plants as well, so these aren't ones that need your extra winter protection or mollycoddling. You can just leave them out, and it's a once annual prune basically, so it's really low maintenance as well.
Really? So it's easy to look after. They're not divas then, they're easy to look after.
No, not at all, no.
I don't do divas. I mean,
we don't do divas in the potting shed.
We don't do divas in the potting shed. You know what, again, £25.48. What a brilliant thing to add into your garden. Your own grapes. Yeah, 340039. So the easiest place to shop is YouGarden.com. Click live and you'll see all the deals right there. Right now, I see salvias all over the place.
Yeah, loads of different varieties of salvia. Salvia is an awesome plant. In here, actually, you're going to be in three, and this is the Salvia amistad that we're talking about. I'm going to take this out of the pot straight away because I want you to see the rootiness of this particular plant. It is a rooty beauty, definitely raring to grow, but it's those flowers that you're going to be growing this for, because they are the deepest shade of purple, and they are really, really beautiful plants. Quite easy to grow. Now, this one is going to need a bit of winter protection, not a diva in any way, shape or form, but it is just going to need, I mean, a good thick layer of mulch over the top of these in winter, just to ensure their survival to come through. Yeah, absolutely. Give them a little bit of protection. They can get quite tall as well. We are talking potentially up to about 4 feet in height, these. And then you're going to get those spikes of gorgeous flowers coming up at the top. It's a very dramatic colour. It's a very intense shade of purple. And these are going to be a magnet to the bees and the butterflies. You can see those stamen coming out the ends of the flowers there. That's what's going to attract all those pollinators in. They are sort of, salvias tend to be quite naturally resistant to pests, diseases, so they're not going to be diva-ish in that way whatsoever at all. And you do get quite a long flowering season on these, normally coming into bloom in around sort of June time and going right the way through, often to sort of October.
Oh, really?
Maybe even trickling into November. Obviously, it depends on the weather.
Of course, that's good to know then.
Yeah.
So I see lots of salvia when I'm always going around garden centres and all sorts, but I haven't seen actually one quite like that before. The amistad. That's quite special because I see the same 2 or 3 varieties everywhere I go, but that is really quite unique and special, folks. And if you want added interest into your garden, don't just get any salvia, get the amistad. It's £16.97 in the club. That's £14.42 for that, for 3 of them, for 3 9cm pots. That's 560851. I'm loving it. Joel, we're loving your comments as well. Hello to everyone again on YouTube. Ian's watching. Yes, Neil's saying good morning to people as well. Mauricio, Christine, Anne's watching too. Simon, hello Simon. Shout out to all of you watching. But yeah, any emails or any questions, just keep them coming through. Sandy's watching too. Right, Nandina time. Here we go.
Well, I'm glad this is on the favourites table. Nandina is a firm favourite of ours at YouGarden, and we've got several different varieties. Red Light is the one that we're bringing today, and I really adore the different colours that you're getting within that foliage.
That was close. We're all good.
Just trying to tilt it up so you can see. Look, so you're getting all of those gorgeous different colours. Some of the leaves are, you know, a uniform colour, this lovely dark green, but then you've got the creams in there, and there are beautiful shades of pink that you can see coming through as well. There's marbling, there's mottling, there's variegation, and that is what's going to give this such a long season of interest. And I do mean that. This is evergreen. So this is going to hold on to its leaves all year round, and it is so tough and so hardy.
Really?
It can cope with frost. It can even actually cope with some of these, you know, heat waves that we're having at the moment. It's such a workhorse, this plant.
So it's easy to look after.
Very, very easy. No pruning necessarily required on this at all. I mean, you can tidy it up a little bit if you want to, but actually the kind of way that it grows is naturally into a really nice shape.
It's nice to keep that, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Do the leaves sort of transition through the seasons?
You will get a change in colours, yes, as the leaves come through and as they mature. Yes, and the beautiful thing is that not any 2 leaves are going to be the same. You know, there's always something different going on here. It can get a little bit bigger. You know, you could container it and you could prune it a little bit if you want to keep it smaller, but this could potentially reach anywhere between sort of 3 and 4 feet in height. So I think it'd be a perfect one to mix into your borders where you've got deciduous plants, but it would make a fantastic container plant as well.
Yeah, would you? Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It just adds a little warmth there, doesn't it?
Definitely.
It's beautiful. It's always been one of my favourites, the Nandina, since it's been with the team here at YouGarden. So yeah, £9.34. Again, the RRP really is, you're talking around about £14.99 mark, but now, well, just under £10 for that.
That's amazing.
It is incredible, isn't it? I mean, the mottling of the leaves, the individual characteristics of every single one is so captivating. It's 511559. So that's your Nandina. We're doing well. We're flying through, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely.
We got lots more to go through. Lots more. Whilst we're on the favourites table, the fuchsias. So this is quite a big collection.
Yes. You're actually going to get 6 of them in here, and I'll just take one out so that you can see what I'm talking about. They are absolutely stunning, these ones. Winter hardy plants, not your tender bedding variety at all. This is a hardy fuchsia.
Okay.
And it's going to get, and it's going to grow into a shrub size.
Right.
So we are talking potentially a metre, metre 20, 3-4 feet is what we're talking these can grow into.
Wow.
Yeah. So they are not like, you know, the tender bedding varieties that you put in your hanging baskets that last you a season, they're an annual, you get rid of them and you do it again next year. They're brilliant and we bring you those. This is the hardy kind that is that shrub that it's going to grow into. Now they can go into your borders or they can go into pots and containers. You're getting 6 of them. 6. I'm saying that because I'm just looking at that price on the screen.
For £15.29.
6 varieties.
That's good then, Bex. We're happy with that.
And this board here shows you the kind of varieties that you could be receiving. So we are talking about a mixture of colours. You've got the purples, the creams, the whites, the pinks, the reds included. And those lovely little ballerina-shaped flowers, which I just think are delightful, magical. Looks like something out of Alice in Wonderland when she's walking through all the flowers.
I know what you mean. It's a very enchanting shape,
Definitely.
that, isn't it? It is very magical.
Pollinators are going to love them.
Yeah.
Bees and butterfly, well, bees in particular, they do tend to flock to fuchsias. And they're really simple to look after. The best location for fuchsias really is a sort of part shade position.
Okay.
So they do like sun, don't get me wrong. They do like some sunlight on them. But they do better if they have a little bit of shelter, a little bit of shade throughout the day. Just a little bit of both, happy medium. That one is my favourite. I think they look like little shoes at the bottom.
They
like
a
little plump ballerina.
They're like bits of fabric, don't they? They're
I love them.
Absolutely stunning. stunning. And again, it's the sort of thing you just, when you look at a beautiful fuchsia, you just want to pause and take a moment just to appreciate all of its beauty. And normally for this, folks, again, £29.94, that's the RRP. But our price, £17.94. And of course, in the club, lowest to £15.25 for 6 of them.
I know.
You're right. I understand your amazement there. 6 of them
Well,
for £5.24.
the colour that's going to give you in the garden for years and years. So they're long flowering. You get them all the way through the summer. You get all those bees coming in, but they're winter hardy shrubs. I mean, you can have them for years. So if you break that price down to first of all, the amount of plants you're getting, the size they're going to get to, and the amount of years you'll have them in your garden, that is an absolute steal.
It's about what, £2
something
60 each or something
I know.
like that, isn't it? It's really quite striking.
So good.
Yeah, that's one of the best deals I think we got so far. So with the fuchsias, the hardy collection. So yeah, because I would have thought they were just. I would have thought like shrubs like annuals and so on with fuchsias, but the fact we've got that now, the big collection, go for it. Yeah, once again, 510262. Again, if you want to know any questions, it's ygtv@yougarden.com, or keep commenting away on YouTube. We love that. Right, the next one we got Verbenas here.
One of my faves. Okay,
it's you and Sean actually who got me into these.
Love Verbena. I think it's absolutely stunning. There's a house I drive past actually, and I'm going to replicate this in my next garden.
Okay.
So they've got lovely hydrangeas, beautiful kind of white colour hydrangeas, a bit like the Incrediball, or we've got a few of them available. And then they've got Verbena bonariensis growing there as well.
Really?
And I just think the combination works really nicely together.
Yes.
The purple of the flowers that you get from the Verbena against the white and the lusciousness of the hydrangea.
Nice.
It works so well. So I'm going to be doing that planting combination.
Because you're moving, aren't you?
Hopefully. Fingers crossed. We'll see. I keep talking about it. I'm sorry. But you know what? It takes a long time. Doesn't it? It's a long process.
Well, what an exciting thing, like starting afresh with a new garden.
And it is quite empty, the garden. There's a few little bits, but it is quite empty, so I'm quite looking forward to actually designing that garden and planting it up and watching it. Yeah, I'm quite excited.
That's an exciting
moment. As you can probably tell. Yeah. But Verbena, I do love it. I've got it in my current garden. I will have it in the next garden as well. The reason I love it so much is, well, there's several reasons, but first of all, it's quite vigorous growth on it. So it's a herbaceous perennial, disappears in winter, underground, you don't see much of it at all. But then every year, and right now, mine has grown to be taller than me.
Okay,
really? And it does that
already
from spring to now. Mine is up here. It's taller than me. So we're talking 6 feet, 2 metres. These can get to very, very happily.
It's good for
in
dividing sections of gardens and borders, perhaps.
Really good, this one, because it grows in this nice sort of open, tall, willowy shape. So Stu always calls it borders without barriers. This is Sean's lovely garden.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect description.
So Sean always talks about that patio bit that he had there. Now it's quite a harsh line, but by planting that, the view that you can then get to the rest of the garden and out into that rolling countryside. He's very lucky where he is, but he's got a beautiful view. It's gorgeous, isn't it? But it really kind of just breaks up that harsh line of that patio, and it looks really pretty. It creates little clumps as well, and it will happily seed about, so you can get little babies.
Right, and I just think if you've got like garden paths or garden walls, if it's a bit harsh, like a bit too edgy, then it just softens it a bit, doesn't it?
It does indeed, yeah.
So they're very helpful in that respect. So yeah, £11.02. Well, talking about Sean's garden, and let's see this in place in Sean's property, because we love the Verbenas, and of course so does Sean.
Well, this edge of my patio looks a little bit severe and harsh, I think you'll agree. But if I take you around this side, I actually planted last year Verbena bonariensis, and I just love this because you still get the view, but it softens the whole border. And I just adore these like pom-poms of purple. And it's a massive one for the pollinators as well. You get so many bees just dancing around here. But Verbena bonariensis, it's often known as a transparent plant. And what it does, it really highlights other plants in your beds and borders without dominating. You can always see through it. You've got these lovely kind of, I always call them like plants that look like they've done Pilates, because you've got these long, lean kind of stems and side stems, and there's these little purple pom-poms on the edge of every one. So they never block, they never dominate, they never overtake, but they complement all the other plants in the garden. Now, these are in full flower right now. Last year, I let them go to seed. I want to show you what's happened. So if you come and take a look down here, I mentioned that I let these go to seed last year. They look really attractive during the winter, but look, there are now hundreds of mini Verbena bonariensis. Loads and loads of these. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to dig these up and I'm going to plant them all the way around the garden. So imagine what I've got here. I can have the other side of the patio, and then I really want, that border's a bit dull over there, so I'm just going to plant dozens of Verbena bonariensis, and I think it's going to look great. And all these plants were free just from the seeds from these.
Oh, they're very floaty, they're very whimsical.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
Yeah.
Every garden should have some Verbena somewhere. They're really pretty.
I think so. You're bound to find a place for those. If you do, yeah, £12.97 or £11.02 for 3 of them. So that's 560910. Well, if you have just joined us, welcome to YouGarden TV. We're here with Bex, and we're here with lots of you watching. In fact, people have been emailing since, well, the first email was 3:50 a.m.
What were you doing,
like
Neil?
it.
Could you not sleep this morning?
Yeah, I hope you're not too tired. That was from Neil.
Warm? Maybe that was it.
Maybe, yeah, it was warm. I was trying to sleep at the moment, right? Neil was in touch, yeah, he said, morning, Bex and team. Just a few photos of things growing in my garden. Oh, we've got to show some of these.
Yes, please.
How about, here's the first one. Beautiful.
Oh, Neil, look at that gorgeous lily. Is that one of the skyscrapers, or is it just another one? Looking really pretty, though.
They look really pretty, don't they? They're gorgeous, and we'll do a few
Love the fragrance from a lily.
Yeah, yeah.
Really lovely smell.
Are they allium?
They're alliums, yeah. They look like they might be the bubble bath alliums.
So we got those on the show.
Is that the one we got?
If it's the same one.
Oh, we got lavender bubbles.
Oh, right, beg your pardon.
I think these might be bubble bath. I don't know, but they are beautiful.
They're
just
really
about to
stunning,
open up as well.
The little globes of colour. We love alliums. There's something quite special about those, isn't there? And we'll do another one from the.
Neil with the osteospermums. Neil loves his osteos.
Really, they're a good crisp whites there.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful foliage there. Neil, thank you so much for sharing those with us. We really do appreciate it.
We do, definitely.
Ali G's been in touch too.
Morning, Ali.
Morning all. A few photos of what's looking good in our garden at the moment. Photos taken on Friday. We've had a hose pipe ban from Friday.
Oh, it's coming in.
Yeah, I thought round about now.
Well, we were just talking about the water butts. I think Simon commented his water butt is empty. We're getting rain here on Tuesday, apparently, according to the weather forecast.
Yeah.
Who knows how much, but hopefully might be able to fill the butts back up a bit.
It'd be good. Well, fingers crossed. Yeah, that's happening in West Yorkshire, and the Yorkshire Water are saying probably until the winter. Really? Wow. I mean. Wow, yeah. So we'll be needing some drought-tolerant plants, please. Ali, absolutely right. Do you know what? I hope you're all safe and sound where you're watching from. Right, let's show some pictures from Ali, who's kindly sent these in. That is energetic.
That's a stunner.
Yeah.
Love the colours of that.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, gorgeous.
You know, and
I've been getting my kids outside and getting them to smell the flowers.
Really?
Because I've got the tuberose growing, the lilies growing, so I've been making them go round and smell them.
So is the passion running in the family?
No, but I'm trying.
Right, we can all but try.
I'm trying. I love hot colours.
Yeah, me too.
Orange and red. I mean, honestly, that's an amazing thing in summertime. Beautiful, Ali. Very good.
Yeah, Ali, they're really, really pretty. And we're doing all for Ali. Thanks. We love all your emails. We really do. Oh, ooh. Wow, yeah.
Is that your delphiniums? I do love a delphinium.
I love your variety, and from Neil as well. But Ali, these are really beautiful.
Aww.
There's loads of them, aren't there?
Love seeing all of those.
John, thanks very much. Oh, sorry, I was trying to get them. Oh, Simon's come back in. Oh, yeah, Simon said, yeah, Bex couldn't sleep. They were skyscrapers, were they?
That was Neil, right? Neil.
Oh, that's from Neil. Sorry, Neil. Beg your pardon. Sorry, Neil, yes.
Yeah, it's hot, isn't it? Struggling to sleep at the minute.
I know, yeah. I hope you're OK, Neil. I know. Wasn't too bad last night. The night before that, I just gave up. I just sat downstairs. It's just so hot, isn't it? Right, should we go through the Torbay Dazzler? Because you can't miss this. It's just striking.
No, it's very, very striking. I'm a big fan of Cordylines, sorry. A big fan of Cordylines because they, well, these can actually be quite drought tolerant once they get established as well, guys, by the way. So if you are looking for a few drought tolerant plants in your garden, Cordylines can cope with a little bit.
Yeah.
They do offer amazing contrast, I think, architecture, a little bit of structure in the garden.
Adds drama, doesn't it?
Yeah. And when you plant this in amongst, you know, rounder, softer foliage, it just adds a focal point, and that's what I really enjoy about Cordylines. This one has, of course, all of the striking variegation that you get from that, with the greens, the creams, and then you've got almost I keep trying to pinpoint the colour, but it's like a blush pink, almost a peach tone to one of the stripes of colour you get through that. Now, they grow quite tall. These can get to, I mean, the Torbay Dazzler, 2.5, maybe even up to 3 metres in height.
Yeah, because I've had some in the past. They get really big, don't they?
They can, yeah. But what I like is that they don't take up loads and loads of space. So they grow from the ground initially, but as they age, a trunk forms. So the lower leaves fade. You remove those, and then you get this trunk. So it grows in a sort of tall, thin way. So it's not taking up loads of space. I'm just thinking about...
It's not intrusive, is it?
No. I'm thinking about smaller garden spaces and container gardeners, because you can plant these in the ground and containers. But in a smaller space, you don't want a bully of a plant, something that's going to take up too much space. As it grows taller, you can then underplant it as well, so you can still make the most of all that space in your garden. They are winter hardy. They do sometimes need a little bit of protection in the really sort of cold and wet winters, and all that means is just tying the plant up. I'll show you in a second.
To protect
not for the entire
trunk,
winter,
but
just for those really cold, you know, horrible days.
Yes.
You get hold of it like this, and then you're going to tie it up. So you can sometimes use one of the sort of faded leaves, tie that around. This is often how they come to you. They arrive in a box tied up like this, and then you'll leave it like that just for the few days it needs over the winter. Please don't leave it tied up all winter. But if you're looking for instant impact in your garden, you'll get this delivered in a box. It'll be tied up, and then all you've got to do is release it.
That's incredible.
And you get that amazing display. If you are in, you know, a bare garden.
Yeah.
I don't mean a bare garden.
Hopefully not in this country. Run. No, you shouldn't run, should you?
No, you shouldn't run.
No,
you've got to
Ignore
go
everything I just said.
If you're in an empty garden, a new build garden, you know, you're redesigning your garden, you want something that's going to look good instantly, you know, fill that space, Cordyline is definitely the one.
Yeah, I think so. They're giving me advice about how to survive bears.
Bears, yeah.
So I don't think it's needed
if it's black,
in this
what was
country.
it, Matt?
If it's brown, lie down.
If it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lie down. If it's white, good night. I just
wouldn't put myself in a position. I'd be out of there. I wouldn't even go there.
I don't think we need to worry here. But if you ever go somewhere where there's bears, try and remember that.
You're prepared now. We're all good. It's good to know these things, isn't it? You know, when it comes to Cordylines, though, because I've had some, and I like them all, but they're sometimes just one colour. But actually, this is really quite interesting.
Well, this is why I like these varieties that we bring you. I mean, we do have the lovely green one, the Australis, which is the plain green one. That's one of the ones I've got in my garden.
It's quite pure, it's lovely.
It's stunning. But I do think the variegation, it does draw the eye a little bit more, because there's something more to look at. And when you really get into it and have a look at it, not just from a distance, but I mean really have a close-up look at that variegation. It is so interesting.
It is. It's like it's got highlights.
Yeah.
It's just lifted,
Been to the hairdresser.
Yeah, he has. It's had a good cut. You know, for £14.99, it's brilliant value for money. I mean, for this, it's just instant impact.
Well, also the size that they are, and honestly, they are this size at the moment. And actually, Stu and I were making a video the other day, and he was saying, you know, we are doing a deal on these because actually they've reached such a size on the nursery at the moment that really one thing that we would or should be doing is actually potting these into larger pots. These should probably be going into, you know, a 5 litre pot, growing them on and then bringing them back at a higher price next year. Because that's
how it works.
That's how it works. But actually, instead of going through the sort of expense, because obviously there's pots, there's compost, there's time to take into consideration for a nursery to do that, actually we decided to go the other way and just do a deal on them and get rid and bring in new stock.
I like it. It does make sense, doesn't it? And that's why we've got this incredible price. I mean, it's a lot of plant.
It is,
that's
and
a lot of Cordyline for £12.74. Honestly, I wouldn't even expect to see prices like that walking around garden centres and things. That's amazing. And don't forget, free postage and packaging. Make sure you quote that code. You just type it in before you check out on YouGarden.com. YGTV 28, I've just forgotten it, 2825. I knew it was one of them. Yeah, YGTV 2825, and that's free postage and packaging on all orders. So if you're a club member, this is delivered to your door for £12.74. That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Right, we've got you've got trees coming up next. The
well,
tree.
yes, we've got a standard. We've got the Portuguese laurel. I'm just going to pick that up there.
Portuguese laurel.
It's massive, so it kind of hides us a little bit. But this is the laurel standard. So it's been grown into the tree shape. Laurels are often used as hedging plants, and they're brilliant for that. But what you're actually getting here is you are getting.
Stop it. Did you? We've got to do the joke. We have to do the joke.
Did Stu, sorry. It's because it was a Stu-level joke, Matt. He said it's hardy
laurel.
And it's a laurel. So it's laurel and hardy.
Oh, dear. Mic drop. Say no more. We can't beat that.
That was very good, Matt. Well done, well done. This is the Portuguese laurel standard for you. So this has been grown into the standard shape. You've got that tree shape from this. So it's been, I mean, that's a meticulous process, by the way, to get it into that shape. You know, the central sort of stem has to be identified, and then the plant has to be grown into that standard. All the side shoots taken away from it.
It's a big process, isn't it?
It is.
So it shapes then over
time. To grow it into the shape, it's topped off, so it then will branch out for you and create this lovely shape up at the top. Now, it can get really tall if you want it to. You could leave this. I mean, laurel, 4, 6, 7 metres, it could get to those kinds of heights.
Fantastic.
But if you don't want it to get that tall, you can prune it to shape it. I mean, this would look very impressive if allowed to get really tall like that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And
why not?
Keep removing any of the lateral shoots, any of the side shoots that come out from the side, so you've got that lovely tree shape, but then that tall beauty up at the top.
Yeah.
It would look amazing. But of course, you could, you can shape, you can prune them, you can keep it much smaller if you want to. It's hardy, and I forgot to say, those flowers that it produces as well during summertime, those are sweetly fragrant as well.
Really? Oh,
yeah, and pollinators love it. Oh, and it has the RHS Award of Garden Merit. There's lots to say about this.
Wow. Oh, hey,
sorry.
We're a big fan. No, keep going. I love it. I love the passion from people here. I really do. Do you know, for £17, 84 pence, do you want that in your garden? Will that add a pop of interest to that corner in your garden? In fact, actually, does it need lots of sun, shade?
It's not too fussy, this.
No.
I mean, a bit of sunshine is definitely going to help, but if it was a part shade position, it would still do brilliantly as well. I wouldn't put it in deep shade, no, but part shade would be fine.
Right, absolutely fine. Well, there you go. Yeah, £17, 84 pence. It's a lot. So that delivered to your house for £17.84. I'm genuinely blown away by the prices here at YouGarden. I'm not just saying something. I'm genuinely so impressed always. So 511-538. Right, okay, we're talking about getting ready now. How about some decent compost? Talk about multi-purpose. This could be the only compost you'll ever need to buy.
Absolutely. We are creating compost snobs across the country.
I am one now. I'm proud.
Yeah, I was just about to say, we're very proud of that fact, honestly. Because it is really important to use the best compost that you can possibly get your hands on. And we've probably learnt from making the mistake of buying a substandard, cheaper compost. There are cheaper ones, I admit, but it's not very good. And that's
smell sometimes, actually.
Yeah, the smell when you open it up, but it's the results, isn't it? The results you get from it are inferior. If you want the best results, you need the best compost, and we genuinely believe and know that this is the best compost because we've tried the others and we know the poor results we get. I mean, we get constantly reviews on this, 5-star rated. We've been bringing this product to the market, to people for, I mean, I don't know exactly how long, 15 years, probably more than that. And everywhere we sell this, it's constantly 5-star rated, constantly reviewed, and people always say they're never going to use anything else. Olwyn, I haven't seen Olwyn in the chat for a while. I hope she's okay. She always calls it the gold medal product, you know. Neil, I know you all do, and thank you very much for all your comments. Now, it's a peat-reduced compost, so there is peat in here, but minimal amounts. We've got a few different types. We've got dark peat, light peat, and a sphagnum moss peat.
Okay.
Now, sphagnum moss is a renewable source of peat. We've reduced the content down because obviously there are environmental concerns about the use of peat, so we get that. We've been reducing it down for many, many years. I mean, there are peat-free alternatives. Generally, it's used with koya, and if you look into that, that's coconut husk. We don't grow coconuts here, so you've got to get it here. So there's a footprint for that.
Of course.
Plus mass planting of coconut farms and things like that. That has an environmental impact. So I think if you look into it, there's arguments on on both sides of the fence.
Yes, it's not a quick discussion, is it?
It's not a quick discussion at all. Okay, so that's the peat element you've got. There's also composted wood fibre, and you'll see it's a really fibrous texture. And that's one of the things I always notice every time I open a bag of this. That's the thing I'm impressed with. Now, it's that sort of light, airy, fibrous texture.
Yeah,
which is
airy. Yes, like aerated, isn't it?
It's one of the most important features of this, and that's because roots can actually reach. They can grow. They can spread.
You don't want it claggy, do you?
Yeah, well, if you think about a tiny plant, I mean, even big plants like the laurel, brilliant for that, but seeds through to trees, everything in between. Imagine sowing seeds, a teeny tiny little seed. It's got to put its roots down, it's got to put its shoots up, and if that compost is too thick, too heavy, it's going to strike. It's like a brick wall, you know, it can't get its roots down, it can't get its shoots
there,
up.
Hasn't it?
Exactly. So that texture really helps with root development, and it produces strong, healthy roots. Strong, healthy roots means that you're going to get a healthier, stronger plant, a bigger one that's going to be able to give you more flowers, more fruits, more vegetables. Also one that's going to be able to deal with the stresses, because plants have stress just like us. Now, the stresses to a plant could it could be the weather. You know, we're understanding it, aren't we? Our plants are going to be struggling in this hot weather that we're having. But if it's got a good, strong root structure, hopefully it's going to be able to weather the weather.
Yeah, I think, well, I like it. I saw what you did there. Weather the weather, spelled differently. But it is, and I often think back, you know, if you're spending your money, your time gardening and planting, let's give these plants the best chance they've got. And
Absolutely.
we personally believe this is exactly that, and lots of people would agree. You know, people come back to buy more of this, and that says it all. So for £21.23, that's delivered, by the way. I haven't got to lug this into the boot of your car from garden centres. This is delivered to your door. And I know it might sound a silly thing, but I actually really do like the bags, because they're plain. The money isn't wasted on the marketing and the branding. We don't need it. This is like an industry kind of secret that you can have at home. So all the money is in the goodness, the nutrients, those composted wood fibres to give your plants, your roots, the breathing space that they need. But look, RRP, you're talking around about £42.97. It's now £21.23. Give your plants that really, really good start. And it's nice to know you're doing your bit. You know, it's quite satisfying, actually. Yeah, so 100-125. So yeah, if it's for seeding, if it's for potting, if it's for your big beds, maybe you want to add some nutrients or some more, or maybe your soil is a little bit claggy, you want to add a little bit of aeration into it, and that's also going to be good.
It's a great idea, particularly if you've got clay soil like I have.
My parents have.
Really good to add that in.
Yeah, they can really do with some of that themselves, really. But okay, there we go. Well, when it comes to practicalities, these pots are excellent.
Absolutely flipping fantastic.
They are.
I adore these pots. I've got so many of them now. I know a lot of you have already got these. So anybody new to this channel, I really want you to pay attention right now, because these are some of the best pots that you will ever own.
They are.
Now, first of all, they're incredibly strong.
They are sturdy. Do you feel better?
I do, thanks. I've had some for years and years and years, never ever broken one of these. Unlike those floppy plastic trugs, I've broken so many of those. The handles always rip off.
They get sharp, don't they, when they crack? They're quite dangerous.
These are moulded handles, okay? So I've never broken the handle. I'm not saying they're indestructible, but I've never broken one. You would struggle. Yeah. Now, the second reason is that these have got loads and loads of drainage holes. New and improved design as well. It used to be just 4 holes in the bottom. Now we've got multiple holes, plus the raised channels here, which means that any extra drainage can run away.
These channels?
Yeah. So when a pot is sitting flat on the ground and it doesn't have those channels, the drainage holes can get blocked.
Trapped, yeah.
So the water is trapped, it can't drain away. With this, you've got holes in the sides here and the channels for them to run away, plus you've got the channels all the way around the edges as well. There are very few plants that are happy to sit in boggy soil.
Nah.
It's normally the death of a plant. So there's no need for pot feet here, because you've got those bits, because you've got these bits here, that any excess water can run away. I know we were just talking about hosepipe bans. I know we are talking about, heat waves and things. However, However, the weather will catch up. It always does. We're having a very dry time now. It's going to rain at some point, and it's going to be like proper apocalyptic rain. We know it's going to happen. So you need to make sure that your plants are able to drain away that water, and this is going to be the best pot for it. And you can grow pretty much anything in here. Potatoes, carrots, tomatoes, strawberries. I grow roses. Yeah, I mean, this is a temporary home for Sean's Euonymus. He doesn't know what he's doing with that yet. It's a temporary home. All of my pots are currently being used as temporary homes because hopefully I'm moving house, so those plants are coming with me. Sean does this, and I like this idea. It's really good. I do this as well. Decant your compost in there. It's just easier than trying to get into the bag to get it out. Yeah. You can use it as a planting pot, obviously. So I've got roses. I've got my little cherry stella tree. I've got my little apple teeny tree. I've got all my blueberry bushes in there. I'm growing roses in there, cordylines, fatsias. I've got all sorts growing in these. But you can also use them for loads of other things. Storage. Maybe it's the dog's toys, kids' toys, logs for moving the logs from the log store to the wood burner. You will find so many. Simon, I know, I love this one. I always quote you, Simon. He uses one as a laundry basket.
Why not?
Why not? There are so many uses for these.
You get 4 of them.
You do.
Even just for weeding, just to have next to you as you're moving down the beds and so on. But honestly, the drainage holes, I've never seen so many, because I've seen some pots where they've got like one little one.
Yeah.
And if it's blocked,
it's not enough.
Honestly, it amazes me that they don't have enough, because what I've learned over the years is how important drainage is, and that's a big one for me. But £17.99 for all 4 of them. Yeah. You're just going to find a use for this.
And there's no postage to pay as well. This is the best value of anywhere that we bring these pots. Anywhere we sell, this is the best value you'll find. Right. 15.29 club members, no postage.
We can't argue with that. What about UV light and so on?
Fine.
Yeah,
so it's made of the same plastic you have for your wheelie bins.
Oh, really? Right, well, there we go. So it's not going to discolour. 130011. Right, OK, we got plenty more. Don't forget to add in that compost. But actually, if you're in the market for some farmyard manure, well, this is a great way to add that nutrients, that organic nutrients, into your beds and so on. But here's Sean to tell you more about it.
So I'm just adding some of our professional farmyard manure to this area. The reason I'm doing it is because I've got this huge eucalyptus. In a nutshell, it zaps every bit of moisture and nutrition from this entire area. So it's really difficult to grow things underneath it. This makes a huge difference. So first of all, it really improves the texture of the soil. If you've got maybe heavy soils, it can really help in terms of drainage. And also just things like whatever you're planting, when you actually add this, it just allows those roots to get so much more in terms of nutrients. Now, it's very rich in NPK, your nitrogen, your phosphorus, your potassium. That's going to help with the total development of the plant. And actually, healthier plants mean that they're far more disease resistant as well. Also, as I mentioned, improves texture of the soil. So if you've got heavy soil, it can help improve drainage. Funny enough, it also suppresses weed growth as well. It makes the soil a little bit more opaque, so it's harder for weeds to grow. Another advantage, it improves microbial activity, so everything that's happening inside it is also boosted. There's just so many wins of actually adding this to your soil. Great if you've got raised beds and you're growing crops, your fruit and veg. Great in container planting as well. And you'll be pleased to know there is no nasty smell. This manure has been really, really well broken down, so it just smells like regular compost. And I tell you what, I know that if I do this whole area, I will be able to grow some really, really nice plants, and they're going to be so much more healthy and so much more vigorous.
Well, there it is, a 50-litre bag for £15.29. So 100148. Again, not having that lugging in the back of your car, delivered to your house, and no post and packaging either. Just quote YGTV 2825, free post and packaging on everything on this show. Right, we've had more emails. We love this part. Yeah. Right, Christine was in touch still early actually this morning. We love how keen you guys are. Thank you. Christine has sent us in a lovely picture. Are we ready for this?
Oh.
How stunning is that? Almost there, nearly in purchasing, Christine. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, I do love that. We've got that, haven't we, today? Yes, it's coming up in a few minutes, actually. Lobelia's coming up in a minute.
So those leaves.
Look at those bright red flowers that are coming up there.
Yeah.
They are looking amazing, Christine.
They're looking on a good work, Christine. I love it. Thanks for sharing that with us. And we've had an email come in also from Ruth. Ruth, very good morning.
Morning, Ruth.
It says, good morning, everyone. Samuel and I are on holiday with our friend Tracy, but still glad to be able to see you. Oh, thanks very much for that, Ruth.
Thank you.
Tracy has recently moved to Lincolnshire with her husband and is trying to pretty up her garden. I have told her all about YouGarden, and she is excited to join up and buy some beautiful plants.
Yay!
Yay! Welcome to the family. She particularly loves my Sunbelievable Brown-Eyed Girl.
It's a good one.
And my my
Paniculata vanilla
I haven't
phrase.
come across that one. It sounds very nice. I can't get on the chat as it's not my YouTube account here, but I hope everyone enjoys the show. Love always, Ruth. Thank you very much.
You're tuning in on your holiday. Thank you, and thanks for telling your friend about us as well.
Yeah, welcome to Tracy if you're watching.
Hello, Tracy,
thank you so much. That's fantastic. Should do one more. Charlotte's been in touch. Oh wow, we've got a beautiful picture. I actually paid shipping as I love the black leaves on this one. Right, Charlotte. Black diamond.
My word.
Magnificent.
Oh, that was worth it, wasn't it? Is it just the one picture, or is there more?
Oh, there's more, beg your pardon.
Wowzer. Yeah, that is gorgeous.
Every petal is like...
What was it called? I can't
framed
remember.
subtly.
Black diamonds, that was it, yes. Yeah, and it was that dark foliage with the beauty, and those big, bold flowers up at the top. Wowzer.
I'm inspired by that.
Oh, I didn't get that one. I should have got that one. I think it's sold out.
Is there any more?
See if you can scroll.
No,
just the two.
Just those two.
Lovely. Very, very nice.
That, we're not going to forget that.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful, beautiful piece.
I think we've sold out of that one now. I have to check.
Well,
that's beautiful. Well done.
Well, Charlotte, thank you very much. Well, beautiful, beautiful text. Loving it. Right, let's recap some items then for you, and items we haven't even seen yet. Actually, yes, we're here till 12:30. We've got lots more to go through.
Ooh, Rose of the Week.
Rose of the Week,
Rose
absolutely.
Of the week.
The Raspberry Royale, £16.99 for this is an absolute winner. It's like a little hot pink we've got here. It's like a hot, warm raspberry colour for £14.44. Well, it's a great value for money. It's a 4 litre pot, and you're saving £13. So if you want a little bit of colour, and maybe you got lots of pastel kind of shades when it comes to roses, if you want a really vibrant burst of energy, then this is going to be the one. It's 530664, and don't forget free post and packaging. Just quote YGTV 2825 just before you check out. Right, now the pineapple guava. I've seen this a few times since I've been here on YouGarden. This is an absolute joy. Yes, you can eat these actually. I assume they taste similar between guava and pineapple. I haven't tried one, but I hear they are delicious. Maybe try it. But yes, you got the fruit, but also have a look at these flowers. It's like something from a different planet. I mean, if you want something that really is going to grab your guest's attention, if you want added interest, a focal point in your garden, then that's going to do just that. It's for £14.44. I haven't seen a flower quite like that. I can't get enough of it. It's 680146. Now, one of my favourites, and I've got oleanders at home. I've got a pink one. They're flowering beautifully, mine actually. Just suddenly within the last week or so, wow, they've gone crazy. But I love oleanders in rustic terracotta pots. Maybe try it. But £15.29 is a bargain. It's the shades of pink. It's 68004057. Sorry. Perhaps you want the red one. There we go. That's that item number. Different item. Sorry for the pink, but you'll see them all on the website. Just go to YouGarden.com, click live, and you see all the deals there. So if you forget the item numbers, don't worry too much. They're easy to find. So yeah, YGTV 2825 again delivered this to your door if you're in the club for £15.29. If you're not a club member, it's only a tenner for the year. And once you've paid that, well, yeah, you are a club member. You can get 15% off plants and accessories, 7.5% off more gardening tools and machinery and so on. You get vouchers, you get all sorts. But you know what? There's lots more to the club. Thousands and thousands of your members, and let's remind you why.
If you love your garden as much as we love ours, then why not join the YouGarden Discount Club?
The club has been running for many years, and it's where thousands of our customers enjoy a whole host of benefits to ensure that they get the most out of their gardens for less.
Now is a great time to join the YouGarden Discount Club, as the benefits have just got even better. So what do you get when you join the club?
Firstly, our members will get bigger discount rates all year round. So you'll now receive 15% off our range of plants and accessories, and that's on top of any other discounts you might have.
For those bigger investments, such as garden furniture or lawnmowers, for example, you now get 7.5% discount on all of our outdoor living and machinery range.
In addition to the ongoing discounts, you'll also get more voucher value when you join or renew your club membership. We will send you 4 £5 product vouchers, which you can redeem throughout the year against the cost of your orders.
And as a new added benefit, you will now receive 2 free P&P vouchers, which can be redeemed against the cost of your shipping.
Club members get priority access to exclusive offers and brand new products at our best prices.
We'll keep you up to date with fantastic advice and top tips from our grown experts and professional gardeners to make sure that you get the most from your new purchases and existing plants. The best way to join the club is with our auto-renewal subscription. You'll pay £10 per year, then at the end of the year we will automatically renew your membership to ensure you retain all of your benefits. Plus, the price you pay when you join will never go up for as long as you remain a member, and that's a guarantee.
And remember, when you join the club, you will start saving from the very first order you make, as the discounts will be applied immediately. So with all that the YouGarden Discount Club has to offer, why not join us and start saving today?
We'd love to help you make the most of your garden for less with the YouGarden Discount Club.
£10 a year, that's absolutely fantastic. And if you're ordering multiple items, it could pay for itself, maybe even in the first order.
Yeah.
You know, it really can do, and that's why so many of you are club members. So thanks very much for joining us, and everyone's welcome to come on board. If it's going to save you money, then go for it. Right, now we've also got these curved steel plant supports. So where would you use this then?
Well, for me, dahlias are an issue because they
bit floppy
They
sometimes.
need some support, don't they? So these are for plants that are going to need a little bit of support, and you've probably got loads of ideas in your garden for where you were going to use these. There might be some top-heavy lilies that, you know, the flowers, it kind of, and you need to hold them up a little bit.
You want to guide them up a bit,
absolutely,
don't you?
and actually this allows those plants to grow without interruption. It doesn't stop them from becoming the best they can be. It just guides them in the right direction. My dahlias currently, I've got loads of bamboo canes and I'm using twine, and you know, look, it does the job, but it doesn't look particularly pretty. Whereas these, you can just push those into the pots, push those into the ground, and it's going to give those plants the support. It might be that those plants are flopping down and over other plants, which isn't allowing light and air to get to those.
To give a bit of division within your beds.
Just a little bit of division, absolutely. Now these are made of galvanised steel, so these are tough and strong. They're also sent to you in a sort of ready to rust state, which is it. That sounds horrible, doesn't it?
Ready to rust?
Well, they're going to age beautifully. So what's going to happen is you're going to get that lovely sort of vintage look on these.
Ah, like a rustic look.
Yeah, exactly. Which I
like.
really like.
I wouldn't want anything. I wouldn't want chrome or anything. No.
That lovely kind of vintage look you're getting, it's going to feel like it's part of the garden. Whereas my bamboo canes are really obvious. Yeah. And you know, they take away a little bit from the beauty of the flowers.
They are a bit overpowering sometimes, aren't they?
Whereas these are going to hold those plants in. You are going to get 5 of them. They're a really decent size as well, and of course delivered to you with free postage as long as you use the code.
It's like it's giving a little ledge just for your plants, just to have a lead on.
Just lean on it.
Just give them a bit of a rest. Do you know, £25.49, so 120099. Right now we've got Acers. Do you know, I'm always looking at Acers. I love them. I haven't quite seen an Acer like this, actually.
Well, you have not seen one for this size and this price. That's what I am going to tell you.
Is that the right one?
Yes. Yes, it is the right one.
That's probably my favourite deal now.
That's mind-blowing because this is a beautiful big plant. £12.74, no postage. Yeah. So again, I was out in the nursery just the other day, had a little look, went into the place where we keep all the Acers, and I was absolutely blown away because they are all this sort of size.
Really?
So for £12.74, no postage to pay, you can get that delivered to your house, and it is a stunning Acer. Now, when we first got this into the potting shed last year, I was a bit like, meh, but it's not really an Acer, is it? It hasn't got those lovely fine dissected leaves. I don't care. This is stunning. I really
it's different.
I have
It's
learned
exciting.
to love this one. I think it is really, really beautiful. Look at that gorgeous foliage. You've got variegation on here. There's green, there's cream, but you will also see that you will get tones of pink appearing on these leaves as well. So really interesting when it comes to the foliage interest that you've got in here, right the way through from when this starts bringing its leaves out in springtime to when it drops them in autumn. Now you will also notice that the new stems that come out are a lovely kind of pink tone as well. Can you see on there? Look.
So there's a little bit of a warmth.
There's lovely pink tones coming out on those stems as they come out.
Oh, there is, yeah.
Really, really interesting, gorgeous plant. And this one is going to grow, I mean, it can get quite tall. This one can get to probably 4 metres, maybe even taller, 6 metres quite happily.
Right.
A little bit more vigorous growth you're going to get from this one than you would from other acers. We always say acers are nice, slow-growing plants. You know, they take their time. And this is one of those, but just in the Acer family, probably a little bit more vigorous than others.
Nice. Okay.
I'm still going to say to you dappled shade, part shade, and a sheltered spot, because that's what acers like. But I do think this one could probably cope with a little bit more than others. They are winter hardy plants though, so no winter protection needed whatsoever, and just reliable. Much easier to look after than some people think they are. They really are very simple. Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? I think it's a really, really pretty one.
Honestly, if you want something that's really going to stand out, that's a talking point.
Isn't it?
At the end of my garden, I'm saving space. I want to get loads and loads of acers. I want to get some classics, but I want something a bit more unusual too. But honestly, I do look around price tags on acers. I'm always going on Garden Centre and so on, but I genuinely have not seen anything like that for £12.74. And you think, okay, well, what's the postage though? No P&P. Just quote YGTV 2825, and yeah, if you're a club member, delivered for £12.74 or £14.99 if you're not a club member, if you're brand new to shopping with us. That is such a bargain of the day, I think.
Absolutely, and I did say on Thursday I'm going to place my order. No, Stu, I have not placed it yet. I'm an idiot. I am going to do it because I need some compost as well. I got a couple of things delivered earlier on in the week that need potting up, and I've got half a bag of compost left. So I will place my order for this, and I will place my order for my compost. I think that's going to be phenomenal in my new garden.
Yeah,
Love it.
I think so. Do you know what? Simon actually said, it's interesting. I'm not normally keen on acers, but that one is beautiful. Yeah, it's actually, it's appealing for different tastes.
I don't think people will look at it and say, oh, lovely Acer.
Yeah.
And that might be appealing to you, but I just think it's a gorgeous foliage plant, and people will be drawn to it.
The leaves, really, isn't it? That's quite unique, I think.
It's gorgeous.
It's still got that floaty romance we love about acers, but it's so intriguing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. £12.74, so 511-481. We got figs as well.
Just put that one out of the way because it's quite big, isn't it?
Yeah, it's huge.
Right, yeah, we've got figs. We've got the fig brown turkey standard. So yes, you can grow figs, but for me, this is all about how statuesque and beautiful and interesting this plant is going to become in the garden. The beautiful foliage that you get on there, the kind of gnarled look that the stems tend to get on these as they get more mature. No, it will grow figs, and in actual fact, there is one just coming up there. Look, can you see?
Oh, yes.
Little figgy just up at the top there. So you can get figs growing on these. They are winter hardy. The brown turkey is one of the hardiest varieties. This can cope down to -10, -15 quite happily once it's established. Yeah, no problem. And great for container gardeners because they actually do like a hug. They like their roots to be restricted. That is how you can force it to fruit. Sean, and we'll show you Sean's in a minute. Sean actually, he's got one of these. He said it's either 10, 15 years old, something like that. He had it in a pot for ages, used to get loads of figs, and then decided he wanted it in the ground, and it stopped producing fruit.
How interesting.
And then he was like, okay, I need to dig it back up and put it back in a pot. He's done that. It started producing fruit again.
Fruiting,
Yeah.
so restricting
Stresses
slightly.
the plant. And actually, in this instance, stressing the plant, it encourages it to then fruit for you.
Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah.
But it's a really good tip. So yeah, you get to know this then, won't you? And that's something to discover yourself.
Yeah, and it doesn't. So this is the interesting thing, and this is what you're going to see in the clip of film we show you about Sean. It doesn't actually get much taller in terms of the stem. The stem stays the same sort of height. It's the top that gets taller. Now you can prune that, you can shape that, and you'll do it once a year. You can also pinch out the tops of it when in summertime, and that can help encourage the production of fruit as well. But it's just the top that gets taller. And it's this clip of film that actually encouraged me to buy this because I thought that this looked fascinating even when it was filmed in March, when it was completely bare of the leaves. I thought it looked really interesting.
Really? Right.
Check out the size of the 2 plants though, please. Have a look at that because it really shows it to you.
We need to take a look then, don't we, Joe? I'm intrigued. It's excellent value for money, but let's see what this could look like in your own home.
So one of the most popular figs at YouGarden is the brown turkey standard, and this is what you get. And it looks really nice, doesn't it? Really nice. You can imagine this is going to be full of foliage once we get into May. But I've had mine about 10 years. And you can see it's exactly the same size in terms of the stem, but look how it's thickened up. Look at the structure, that massive open gobbler. And I promise you, in summer, when you get the leaves followed by the fruit, it looks absolutely amazing. Now, they are fully winter hardy to around about -15. They can grow in a relatively small pot, and actually, by being contained, you tend to get a bigger yield. If you plant it in the ground, you're likely to get lots of great foliage, but maybe not as much fruit. And all they really need is a nice sunny position. And the great thing is, with this very popular variety known as brown turkey, these can live for decades. Figs are very, very long-lived. So this is already at least 10 years old, and I think it's got many, many more decades in it. So if you like yours, they're on, of course, the YouGarden website. Lots of different sizes, but the most popular tends to be the standard, and this one is known as brown turkey.
Joe, it is interesting. He's chuffed with that tree.
He is chuffed with that tree. He should be as well. It's gorgeous.
It's really interesting, actually, just how that grows and just how the proportions just change. Yeah. It's really interesting.
I thought it was lovely, and that's why I got one earlier on in the year, because I was like, I want one like that.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued. Their leaves feel so substantial, actually, too. Yeah, give them a go. That's the brown turkey standard fig tree. So, yes, £18.69. That's 340057. By the way, that Acer... right, Simon just picked one up. Simon,
well
good
done,
on
Simon.
you. Thank you very much. And yeah, let us know how you get on with it. Send us a photo if you can. So yeah, Simon, thank you. And yeah, it's a very intriguing Acer, that, isn't it? It's, yeah, stunning. Right, we've got roses coming up next. Now, this is Rose of the Week, I believe.
It is, yeah. Raspberry Royale. So every week we bring you a new rose. We're featuring our amazing roses that we've got at YouGarden. They come to you from Harkness, who are an award-winning, amazing, family-run company who breed the most disease-resistant roses.
It's like the pedigree of roses.
Oh, really, honestly, truly pedigree roses we're talking about. Now, Raspberry Royale is an awesome one because it actually stays a little bit more compact. This one, it's going to get to about 50 or 60 centimetres height and spread, so about 2 feet is all we're talking about here. So it's a beautiful, compact rose bush. Floribunda type roses here, so you're getting clusters of roses. They're not massive, but they are clusters, and you will the display you'll get from it will be really impressive because of that. And it is a proper red. Yeah, I think that is a proper Valentine, beautiful,
a classic, red. Traditional deep red, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. And the compact nature of it means that you can grow these in containers or maybe in the ground. Maybe you've got some rose bushes and you want to plant this in front of one of the taller rose bushes, and then you're going to get that colour at the base and up at the top as well.
So, because, like you said, because it's compact, so just think how you're going to arrange them in your beds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
It looked really good, honestly. And they're winter hardy, so no winter protection needed. You don't have to mollycoddle it at all. It'll drop its leaves in winter, and that's your perfect time to be pruning. So once annual prune is kind of all you need to do with this. I tend to do mine January, February time, whilst it's bare of its leaves, because that way you can see the sort of shape of the plant. And it's really simple. You just prune it sort of down to size, and you want to try and create some light and air through the centre. So you want to remove some of the stems going through the centre.
Space to breathe a bit, yeah.
Breathe. It allows light and air through, and that's how you get better flowering ability next year. It's really simple, though. I mean, don't panic about trimming rose bushes. If you don't know what you're doing, your rose bush will still do amazingly. They are raring to grow. And deadheading is important to make sure that you maintain your flowers constantly throughout, its flowering time. Normally coming into bloom May, June time and going right the way through to September, October, sometimes into November too. Just trim back behind those faded flowers and it encourages the plant to give you more.
There we go. Is it easy? And John, I actually like the size of these. That's really appealing to me. Yeah, £14.44 pence. So that's 530664. Maybe you dreamed of having lots of roses, but you don't want things to be too overpowering. Go for this one. Go for the Raspberry Royale. Yeah, in a 4-litre pot. So that's how it arrives. Delivered for free, of course. So YGTV 28.25. How about that? So yeah, no P&P, just £14.44. Right, we got the Lobelia.
Yes, we've got Lobelia. Who was it who sent us that picture earlier of the Lobelia? Gorgeous picture that you sent us. Thank you so much. And they're starting to come into flower, aren't they? Looking absolutely amazing. Lobelia Queen Victoria is a really stunning variety because you've got that nice dark foliage at the base there. And then you're going to get the beautiful red flowers up at the top there. Ours have been chopped slightly, so they're not going to be too... Not these ones, but the ones on the nursery. They're probably going to come to you about that height.
Okay.
But don't panic about that. Everything's growing very vigorously this year, so you should still get flowers off those this year. Wow. They do light up your late summer displays, normally coming into flower in July time, but carrying on for you. They can keep going right the way through September and October as well. You have that lovely dark beetroot coloured foliage, and then you get the most amazing bright red flowers up at the top. The contrast on the plant itself is amazing, but the contrast between this plant and the others in your garden will also be amazing as well. Each plant can form clumps over time too, which you can divide every 3 or 4 years, maintaining the vigour of the plant, but also giving yourself free plants in your garden.
How do you do that? Do you divide it? People use like forks just to gradually pull them away.
I mean, some people, there's different ways. You can use your spade and cut through them, and knife and cut through them. Oh, right. You can just, dig them up, rip them apart. Sean's quite vigorous with his, he always says. And then you can plant them up, and you've got new plants from it. But it's important to divide these clump-forming plants because it gives the plant itself a new lease of life.
Right.
Otherwise, they can get a bit tired and just sort of stop performing for you. So you do need to divide every 3-4 years. That's all you need to worry about with this one. Now, they are pretty hardy, but what I would recommend is do give them a good layer of strulch over winter. They do need a little bit of just to ensure that it gets through, basically. Give it that, but also slugs and snails tend to munch on the new growth that comes through. Once they get established, not so bad at all, but that new spring growth that comes through, that lovely, luscious, tender... slugs and snails like to eat those. So a good layer of strulch, obviously, that's going to give it the winter protection, and it'll stop those slugs and snails from getting to it.
It's going to help to suppress the weeds, of course. Well,
indeed,
so we love that. So £11.87. So that's 3 9-centimetre pots. You're saving £16, folks. So it's 560860. The Lobelias. Beautiful. Queen Victoria. Right, now this one is really intriguing. These get quite big,
Well, they can get to about sort of maybe 60-70 centimetres,
right, okay.
but they will spread, which is what I really enjoy about these. So this is another clump-forming one for you. You will see flowers, little buds starting to come on these. Mine is budding up beautifully. I reckon another week and I'm going to have flowers opening up on mine in my garden. I think that Rudbeckia Goldsturm is a stunner because of the bright yellow colour that you get from it. But also you get those reflexed petals. They point that way rather than that way. And then it sends that cone in the centre, makes it really proud and prominent. And that's what brings all the pollinators in. Pollinators really do enjoy this plant. Now, the first year I planted one of these, I had 15 flowers. The second year it multiplied and I had about 29, 30 flowers. It doubled in sort of size, yeah. This year it's coming through beautifully again. I should have counted actually the other day how many flowers are on there. But yeah, it's looking really good. And this is another one for late season colour. So it's starting to flower now, but the great thing here is it keeps flowering to the end of summer and tickling into autumn.
Oh, really?
So it's a good one for, you want things coming up at different times in your borders to add that interest.
Especially towards the end of the summer, you want to keep the fire going, don't you? You want to keep that colour there.
And this is one of those, I call it one of the transitional flowers because it does tend to pop up a little bit later and keep going a little bit later as well. So just extending that season of interest in your garden. A herbaceous perennial disappears underground in winter. You don't see anything of it. And do you know what? It tidies itself up. I didn't have to do anything to it. It just sort of tidied itself up really nicely. And then, honestly, I've done nothing to mine since I planted it. I haven't had to, I'm going to move house. I won't be able to divide it. I'm going to have to buy new ones. Never mind. It would need dividing at some point, but I haven't had to I haven't had to do anything to it. I water it occasionally. I might, hit it with the feed every now and then, but I haven't had to do anything else. And every year so far, just so reliably coming up in those bright yellow flowers.
Really? So, and honestly, so year after year, you can expect an abundance.
An amazing plant.
Yeah, and it's such a gorgeous, like fiery kind of yellowy orange colour. So if you want that warmth for the later part of summer, then go for £11.02 delivered for that price. So yeah, 560076. Don't forget, quote that code YGTV 2825, and just quote that not just for this, for anything we've got on the live show, whether it's the Cordylines, whether it's the Acers, whether it's the Grape trees, anything at all. Get that free postage. The prices are just bargains. So yeah, 560078. Right, now the alliums, I've really got my eye on these alliums. I really do. I just need something not too overpowering, but just little orbs of beauty, little planets of colour. These.
Yeah, love them. This one's starting to open up here. It's called Lavender Bubbles, and it's a slightly paler colour that you're getting here, but also a later flowering allium, because a lot of people think alliums are just spring flowering plants, but they're not. You can get alliums that will then flower for you later on in the year, and that's exactly what you're getting with the Lavender Bubbles here. They wait to give you the flowers. They wait to July time, and you can be getting those flowers still popping up July, August and into September.
Right.
The thing we love about alliums is that they are sort of architectural. Now, these are a slightly shorter variety, which might be appealing to a lot of people. Even if you like the taller ones, you might want some shorter ones in your garden, smaller spaces, pots, containers. But you can plant these in the ground, and they will come back for you next year as well. Perennial plant. Remember, these are going to come back year on year. You get nice, sturdy stems from them as well that can deal with the British weather. If it does get a little bit blowy, a little bit windy, I'm being the British weather for you right now.
Yeah.
These can withstand them. They're absolutely fine. But pollinators really enjoy these as well. As you can see, it's great when you can see the buds starting to open, but it gives you an idea of how many flowers make up that orb of beauty, as you call it. And then what happens is the bees just hop from one to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. A bee can spend ages just on one stem of the alliums there. Gorgeous plants, always been a fan of alliums, but now you've got a slightly compact one and a later flowering one if you go for the Lavender Bubbles.
So it is, and I know it's nothing like Agapanthus, but actually it's the same sort of appealing taste that I love Agapanthus for this reason. It's just the height there, it's that colour, it's beautiful. So yeah, I need to get some alliums too now. So for £15.29 is really exciting. They're just little planets of colour. They're so inviting. They're really, really sweet. I just love the height. So yeah, any questions, you can keep them coming through. Anything on YouTube, any more photos, we can show them for you live here on YouGarden TV. So just email them in, attach them to an email, ygtv@yougarden.com. Right, so the alliums. We've got the gerberas.
Yeah, gorgeous colours you get from gerberas as well. And in here you're going to get three of them. You've got Sweet Blaze, you've got Love, and you've got Maggie. I've picked three that have got the flowers on. Now, a lot of them do have flowers forming. Not every single one has flowers on there, but those flowers aren't going to be far behind. I'm just letting you know. So I don't want you to expect you're going to get them with the flowers on, but they're coming if you don't get the ones with flowers. I particularly love this one, which I think is called Sweet Blaze. Let me just double check.
Sweet Blaze.
Yes, that's the Sweet Blaze. I really like this one because it's got the bi-coloured bloom on there. You've got that sort of orangey red and you've got the yellow. And you've got layers of petals in there as well. You can see around the edge there's layers, but there's also those layers in the centre of the flower too. So that one's a standout one. We've got Maggie, which is the beautiful pink one there. And we've also got pink, Love, which is that pretty, pretty red one. And the three together work really nicely. Now, you don't just get one flower on these. Once these get established, you could be getting up to 50 flowers across the season, and these will flower for a good sort of 6 to 7 months. Okay, so these normally come into bloom. They'll be flowering from around sort of May
half a year then. That's fantastic.
Well, May, June, July, August, September into October.
Nice, that's good
Yeah,
going,
you could be getting 6 months worth of flowers. And as I say, each one, once it gets established, up to 50 flowers per plant. So these look amazing on the plant itself, but they're great for cutting. These are fantastic for using as cut flowers in your home too. They're used a lot. You'll see them if you go and buy bouquets of flowers. You often see gerberas in there. You know, they're a florist favourite. And actually, this is a hardy gerbera collection. I must point that out to you, because gerberas never used to be hardy, but they are. It's because of this breeding breakthrough. They can cope with down to sort of -6, -7.
It's genius how
quite
they do that.
happily.
Yeah.
A good layer of mulch, I would definitely recommend it. Obviously, milder areas of the country, you're not going to worry about it, but colder areas, just put a good layer of mulch down, a good layer of strulch, and they will come back for you time and time again. Pots and containers, amazing.
Yeah.
Ground, fantastic as well. I actually got these when we did it as a collection with the really brightly coloured pots, and we got a red pot, a pink pot, and a yellow pot. So you could do that as well and colour coordinate. Put the red flower in the red pot. I actually mixed them up. I put the red in the yellow pot and the pink in the red.
Go big or go home.
I
Just
mixed
go for
it. It was bright. It's bold. It's beautiful.
I like that. And I was just thinking actually with those, because you could place them in different parts of your garden, but actually colour-wise, they would look good together. Actually,
yeah, definitely.
They would complement each other beautifully well. Those.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can see that they're together. The plants themselves are on the picture there. If you planted them together, it would give a great display.
Yeah, it really would. The variegation, the colour, they just transition beautifully, beautifully well. So yeah, £12.74 for three of them. Three 7-centimetre pots. So it's 561,359. Right, do you know what? Should we do a quick recap? So we'll let you get reset. We've got lots
of course. I'll show
more
some
to
more
go
plants.
through. We've got about an hour and 45 minutes, guys. So we're here till about 12:30. So yeah, if you've got lots of tips to share with us, and please share your knowledge. If you have just joined us, well, we looked at this to start with, the grapevine collection. You get two of them. You get one red and one white grapes, saving £20 here. You get the most beautiful, beautiful foliage. So yeah, good for adding shade, and maybe you want to trail these and train them up pergolas or structures like trellises, who knows. But apart from that, you get the most gorgeous, gorgeous grapes. And the ones we've got in the studio, in the potting shed, they're fruiting already. So you can expect an abundance of these in years to come. So yeah, £25, 48 pence for two of them, and again, save £20. Now, maybe you just want one. Maybe you just like the white grape. We've got that for you here, and it's around at the moment around about a metre, just over. It's in a 3 litre pot, and you're saving another £10 if you go for this. So it's 340034. But if you've always fancied growing your own grapes, it creates an ambience that people love. Okay, now I've seen so many salvias. I've saved a little spot for a salvia. I need to plant some, but I've been waiting for the one. I'm not quite settled on what I've seen, but this at YouGarden I really have. The amistad. I haven't really seen anything quite like this. I normally see a couple of varieties, some popular ones, but this is really stunning. If you want salvias that aren't actually that widely available, then go for the amistad. It's £14, 49 pence. So yeah, it's 560851. Right, we've also got the salvia. How about this? This is the hot lips. It's £14, 97 pence. And talking about unique salvias, I mean, they vary so much, don't they? They really, really do. And for me, like a little, almost like a Mediterranean kind of vibe for me here. We love salvias. So yeah, 560265. So if you want this kind of colour, if you want to add a little bit of warmth to your garden, perhaps, yeah, maybe for your beds, your borders, go for it. It's £12.72. And don't forget free post packaging on all orders. Just type in the code before you check out, and yeah, you'll see that P&P reduced to zero. But whilst talking about salvias, by the way, we've also got the lips collection. So you've got all of these. You get hot lips, you get cherry lips, and the third and final one too. The what, sorry? Amethyst, that's the one. Amethyst list, of course. So yeah, 560668. So yeah, discount club price, £12.72 for those three. Now, one of my favourites, and you know, I know I keep saying it, I keep changing my favourites, don't I? I'm terrible. But with Sport for Choice, the Nandina, I adore it. Obviously, it's not bamboo, but it gives, for me, that appearance, that tropical nature of bamboo without the invasive worries. It's nothing like that at all. It just gives that beautiful, beautiful, exotic appearance. And the leaves, they always transition throughout the seasons, and that lovely warmth of like the pink kind of tones, and you also get that mottled look. It really adds so much interest to the eye. People love Nandinas. I won't lie, we've sold a lot of them. We really get through a lot of these, and the RRP, £14.99, I would say it's a bargain for this, but now it's £9.34, delivered for under a tenner, less than £10. So yeah, 511559. I really need that. That's a need. It's a need. Now the fuchsias, it's got these little shrubs we've got here. These are 6 9cm pots. The price is fantastic. It's what, £2.60 or just over £2.50 each, give or take. I'm really, really impressed with that. The value for money is stunning, and you're going to have the most gorgeous, gorgeous flowers. So yeah, 510262. Right, the Verbena. Now, I actually think these are great, and Sean, we've seen a video with Sean Ryan, of course, in his garden. How perfect are they? Yes, they're very whimsical, they're very floaty, they're very sweet, these Verbenas, they really are. And I think practically they're good for just dividing sections in your garden. So maybe you've got that garden wall's a bit too harsh, maybe it's something that looks a little bit too modern, you just want to soften areas in your garden. Well, the Verbena's really going to do that. So £11.02 for club members for 3 of them, 3 9cm pots. So yeah, 560910. Right, when it comes to weeding, whether it's come to, I don't know, just reorganising your garden, whether it's for carrying logs in the winter, whether it's for actually planting your fruit trees, or maybe you've got something you're not too sure which bed to put it in yet, you just want to have a think about it, you want to see how it grows. Well, this is absolutely ideal. So for maintenance, for actual gardening, for planting, for potting, these are great. They're so strong, you will struggle to break these. And actually, if it is planting, then the drainage is brilliant. The drainage holes, you've got channels, and there you've got so many holes, so drainage is going to be no problem at all. But yeah, they're very, very heavy duty. It's 4 40cm in diameter. That's £15.29 for 4 of them. And of course, free postage and packaging, not just on these pots, but for everything we've got live here on the show. Right, Cordylines. I've always loved Cordylines. I've had some in my garden for a long time. It's one of the first things I bought for my garden. It's just instant impact. It's just instant drama straight away. But I adore the colours here. It's a little bit variegated. It's like a cordyline with highlights. That's how I think of this. Each sort of petal is slightly framed. They're just so intriguing, they're stunning. There's lots of character for these, but for £12.74 they're easy to look after. Yeah, you might want to just tie them up loosely just in the winter to protect the centre bit from the frost, but yeah, other than that, they are easy to look after. It's 680236, and they do get quite big. They don't grow out, they're not intrusive, they don't overtake. It's the height that people love about these. Right, the laurel. This is, I can't say, this is big already. And these can get very, very big. This is the Laurel Standard. And I'm not going to do the joke again. No. Oh, I will. It's hardy, so this is Laurel and stop it. Right, it's £20.99. We couldn't resist. It's 511538. The foliage is really appealing for me here. It's quite a bright green, actually. There's really pops of colour. We adore it. It's £17.84. Don't forget free post and packaging on all orders. Now the Acers, I tell you what, we've been very, very busy for this. This has really, really taken off. People love Acers. Do you know what? There's a respect. I don't know anyone really who's not intrigued by Acers. Obviously, different tastes, each to their own, but this offers something so unique and special. It's that lovely, floaty. I find being surrounded by Acers quite calming, actually, personally. There's something quite floaty about them. But you've got that nature, but coupled with something very unique, and it's the petals, really, that are very, very extraordinary when it comes to this Acer. It's the Flamingo. Again, very busy for this today, so thanks so much to everyone who's bought this. Whilst we've got the stock, I would not miss out. This is one of the most urgent ones. It's £12.74. That's 511481. Happy days. Okay, now this is the brown turkey. This is the standard. of the fig. Now, the actual foliage here, it's very substantial. Honestly, I'm fascinated with those leaves. They have such impact. But the figs, they can get big, and I've been told these are very, very juicy. And I haven't had figs for years. People have them. It was like your hams, your charcuterie boards and things like honey and things. They're lovely for some, they're lovely for barbecues. But apart from anything else, I actually just love the foliage. But for £18.69, I mean, look how big they can get. So 340057. Well, if you're confused with any item numbers, please don't be. Just head to the website. So if you want to buy something, if you like to get something home, it's YouGarden.com. Click that live button. You'll see us streaming, so you can watch us as you're ordering. Scroll down, you see all of these deals. So everything we've gone through, and there's still some things we haven't talked about yet, actually. We're here for about another hour and a half. There's plenty. If you want architectural, if you want fruit trees, if you want something a little bit more exotic, if you want something traditional, if you want harpness roses, we've always got variety. There's something for all tastes and styles. And if you're an experienced gardener, maybe you're not too experienced, we've got lots of things that's really easy to look after too. I love oleanders in terracotta pots. They're really, really special. Right, well, let's go back to the favourites table. It's favourites table for a reason, you know. These are so popular, you absolutely adore these. Now, the Verbenas is, again, it's a practical plant, but do you know what, it's just so beautiful. They're very pretty, they're so sweet and intrusive, I think.
And really simple and easy, because once you plant them, you don't need to do anything to them. You can just leave them alone. What I really like is the height that these grow to, because these can get to 2 metres quite happily and form clumps as well. So first year, yes, you will get flowers, and you will get flowers this season as well. In fact, I mean, I think probably yours will have been chopped. I think they'll probably come about this sort of height. I think they will have been chopped down, but you will be amazed how quickly Verbena bonariensis grows. It's a herbaceous perennial. It disappears in winter. And mine, this year, has grown to, it's taller than me, and it's been that height for a good few weeks now. Wow. So you think about how quickly it gets to that height. Every day you go out, when it first starts appearing, you know, out of the ground in spring, you go out the next day and it's got another 10 centimetres.
Really?
Like it grows
it's amazing
really
how
quickly.
they shoot up.
They really shoot up very quick. And then you get these wonderful clusters of flowers on there. Pollinators adore them. In fact, yes, I was filming some bees hopping around my Verbena bonariensis just the other day because they do adore those flowers. It's got the RHS Award of Garden Merit. I'm pretty sure it's also got the badge that says perfect for pollinators from the RHS as well. And I know that because mine are hopping around on my plant at home all the time. Now, they're tall, they're willowy, and they don't take over. They work brilliantly in those mixed borders, herbaceous borders or borders where you've got other, you know, perennial evergreen plants, and these just hop up for you and give you all of their beauty. Borders without barriers, it plays well. A lot of garden designers use these because it can divide a space without blocking it so that you can still see through to the other side, which I think is really important if you're looking at the, if you're looking at the design of your garden. You can mark areas without creating a complete barrier to see through it. Super simple, very, very hardy. It does seed for you, so you'll get free plants. This was it's on one side of the garden, and over there on the other side of the garden, which isn't massive. I got over there as if it's miles away. It's not. But just over there on the patio, I saw one coming out of a pot. Oh, right. Because a little baby just seeded in there. So do you know what? If you don't want them, just dig them up and get rid of them. Or you can dig them up.
That's quite cute.
Plant them in a place where you want them. And that's what I love about this, is it's a vigorous growth, doesn't take over, doesn't bully, but does give you lots of free plants as well.
Well, that's the thing for me, it doesn't take over. I'm going to show you the roots,
because these are going to be, I always know these are massive.
They're not dense either, are they? So if you have got a smaller garden but you want lots of variety, you can fit these in, and do you know what, the root system like that is going to go off to a flying start. Honestly, so I think you could put them at the back of borders then. Yeah, you definitely. I mean, look, you could go mid-border and still have plants behind it, and that's the important thing, because as we're showing you in this clip here,
You can still see through it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it will get tall, so just bear that in mind. I wouldn't put it at the front of a border, but maybe middle to back of border, and you'll get all of that gorgeousness. Do put it somewhere, I mean, they like a bit of sun. Mine is part shade, to be honest with you, but it's not a problem. It's still flowering gorgeously.
They're really clear. And that there, I can imagine someone sat there, a nice drink on the patio, and you can look out to the view. It doesn't obstruct the view. They complement the view, don't they? They just add to it. They add to like the skyline perhaps. So yeah, £11 and 2 pence for 3 of them, 3 9cm pots. So that's something we can look forward to. It's 560910. Okay, right. So the Verbenias, we got lots more on the favourites table. We've got the hardy fuchsias.
We have.
We're blown away by this value for money here. I can't believe what I'm seeing. £15.29 for 6 of them. It's a genius.
It is, honestly, it's amazing.
I can't get over that.
No, look, we've got all 6 in a little tray here, so it's hard to see exactly what you're getting, but I just want to try and take these out for you so that you can see what I'm talking about. Can you see there's 6 plants here in those big pots for you? These are nicely established. In fact, let's take one out so you can see. They've been growing on in these pots for a while. The root system fills that pot, and these are going to grow to probably about, I mean, they can get up to about a metre, metre 20, so they can get up to 4 feet in height, and these are hardy fuchsias. It says that in the title, and it's important to pay attention to that. This is not the fuchsia that you're going to plant in your hanging basket, that you plant one season and it dies, and then you get it the next season. It's not your summer bedding. No. This is this is a perennial hardy fuchsia bush for you. They get covered in these beautiful flowers, loads of colours, pinks, whites, purples. You know, they are just so very pretty. Pollinators adore these plants. Bees have a wonderful time in these, and they're really easy to plant and look after. Part shade is I think the best spot for fuchsias. They love sun, don't get me wrong, but they just do a little bit better in a slightly more shady position. And one thing I didn't say earlier is please make sure you're feeding your fuchsias. You can just water them, but if you feed them as well, you will get so much more from them. They are hungry plants when it comes to, you know, feeding. If you feed them, you'll get more flowers.
Well, just a multi-purpose kind of
Our blooming fast would be amazing.
Blooming fast,
yeah. It's high NPK, and it's the K. It's the potassium that's really going to help the flowering ability.
Right, nice. Okay, and it's a nice process there, just looking after the plants. That's the hobby. That's the passion, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
You know, for £15.29 again, for 6 of them. It's going to come back each year. I'm blown away by the value for money. So yeah, 510262. Honestly, you compare photos when you get them home, when you get them planted. Then yeah, let's compare which ones we've got. Right, now we've also got the Nandina next, the Red Light, and it's been in my top 3. I think plants I've seen here at YouGarden. I just love this. Yeah,
it's really pretty. So this is all about foliage, to be honest with you. And I know we're in the season of summer where we're all about flowers, but I do want you to think about how much beauty you can get in your garden from foliage plants. And this is going to give you so much beauty from the foliage because it's got such a range of colours in there. You've got creams, you've got greens, you've got mottling, you've got marbling, you've got variegation, but you've also got pink tones that come through on this plant as well, and this is going to offer all of that interest, and it is your multi-season feature plant because this is evergreen. So this looks good no matter the season, no matter the weather. And we cannot say that about many plants in our garden.
No, we can't, no.
Plus, this is one that is hardy. So it's going to have our lifetime guarantee. Anything that is classed as winter hardy has a lifetime guarantee. If it dies in 10 years' time and we still stock it, you get in touch. We will replace it free of charge.
That's fantastic service.
All you've got to do is pay the postage and we'll get a new one out to you. And I don't know anywhere else that offers that.
No, so I don't.
This gives you confidence to shop with YouGarden. It's really simple and easy to look after. Once you plant it, you can pretty much just leave it alone. Once it gets established, it will be pretty drought tolerant as well. It's not going to be one of the most thirsty or hungry plants in your garden. Plus, it's quite versatile because it's going to cope in a sunny spot, it'll cope in a more shady spot, it can go in the ground, it can go in a pot, and it will cope with different locations around the country, as in, I think, coastal locations, going to be absolutely fine. In a city where there's maybe a little bit more pollution, it's going to be fine as well. So
it's a good point.
It's so versatile, but so very beautiful for such a long, well, all year.
It's so pretty, but honestly, it's the variation of the leaves that's so exciting. It keeps it interesting. It really does for £10.
I think it's becoming one of my favourite Nandina. I mean, I've got Firepower. That's the one I love.
Right, yeah,
and that's the one I've got. But I think this might be my favourite.
The Red Light.
I don't know. I'll change my mind next week.
It is. I'm saving a place for this. I am as well. Do you know, yeah, £9.34 for club members. So that's 511-559. We've had lots more emails coming in and comments too. We've got Michael watching. Sam's
Michael.
watching, of course, too. We've had people asking for Strolch. You should see it on the website.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Someone's saying when my plants self-seed, I pot them on and give them away. Any leftovers I sell for charity. That's a nice
lovely.
idea.
Great idea. Yeah.
What a brilliant idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and there was a comment about Rudbeckia somewhere. What was that? Oh, I've just lost it. I'll find it again. Bear with me.
We'll come back to it.
More people are ordering the Acers. Yeah, people say good morning. Yeah.
I sneakily, whilst Charlie was talking,
Go on.
I've placed my order.
What did you get? Oh, you got the...
I got the Acer and some compost.
You got the Acer?
Yeah.
I like it.
I just thought it's getting busy for that Acer. I need to make sure I get
efficient. I know, right? Yeah, you were quick. Honestly, it's while the stocks lasted. The Acer, that's one of the most popular items today, I think. You love it. It's so unique and special. Where are we up to? Right, yeah, we see the Nandina. Let's revisit the Salvia.
Okay.
I haven't seen a Salvia like this.
Yes, it's a beautiful, beautiful one. And actually, you're going to get 3 of them included in there. So you can see they're in the 9cm pots. I'm going to get a different one to show you the roots, just so that you know there's no hoodwinkery going on. So yes, there is a beautiful root system on there. Very, very nice, strong root system. In fact, I'm pretty sure we've grown these. In fact, I know, because these pots, which means we've grown them ourselves. They've been grown in, which they will be grown in our compost. All our packaging is fully recyclable as well, by the way. So you will be able to recycle. We say that. Gardeners, how many of you recycle your pots? As in, put them into recycling? You don't, do you? No. You've got stacks and stacks of pots.
Stack them up. Yeah.
You never get rid of them because you might need them. But yes, they are recyclable if you want to. Now, the Salvia amistad is a really beautiful variety. It's going to be a really stunning one. Ultimately, this can get to about 3-4 feet in height, a metre 20, something like that. And it's those flowers on the top there. Look at those sprays and they are attractive. They are distinctive. They are purple.
Yeah.
Like, they are a really gorgeous, dramatic, intense shade of purple. Really good for pollinators as well. It's a bit of a pollinator magnet, this one. The RHS have given it their badge of perfect for pollinators, and they've given it their award of garden merit. So please pay attention to that, because that's really important. The RHS, they know stuff about plants, don't they?
Yeah.
And they've deemed this worthy of both of those badges of honour here.
Yeah. Because this is what they choose.
Exactly.
For garden merit. That was their choice, and you'd have that in your garden. But I love salvias, and again, I've seen so many of them around. Everyone's talking about salvias. I know for years and years that's often the case, but we just love them. And at the moment, I'm seeing an abundance. But I haven't seen anything quite like the amistad. It's just so intriguing. It's £14.42. So yeah, if you'd like to join everyone else who's buying this, then grab it, add it to your basket. Easy way to shop is YouGarden.com. Click on the live button on the top right hand corner, scroll down, you'll see everything right there. But yeah, get that for your posters as well. That's YGTV 2825. Right, okay, so that's the salvia. The grapevine collection. I mean, growing your own grapes.
Yeah, why not? Grow your own grapes.
What a talking point. Imagine picking them in the morning with your cereals.
I know.
And those are fruiting already.
Yeah, the red ones seem to be really good at the moment. I was in that place where we keep all the grapes just the other day, and the reds have got loads of grapes growing on them in the med house. Yeah, so we've got the red and the white grape included in here, so you're going to get both varieties, and I love that. If you're climbing a structure with your climbing plants, we often say get 2, because obviously you want that kind of even coverage, so one either side, and get them to grow up and meet in the middle, and these will hopefully mingle and cross into each other. They're quite vigorous, you know, these can get to 4 metres, probably 3-4 metres, maybe even a little bit taller than that, you never know. But going across the top of that pergola, mingling in together, dangling bunches of grapes hanging down from there. And if that's where you sit during the summer,
yeah, if you've got a little bistro set,
lovely,
and you've got these beautiful bulbs of
you'll feel like you're in you'll feel like you're in
like
the south
Tuscany
of France
or something. Yeah. Imagine that. It's the eating, it's the lovely, but it's just the whole atmosphere that they play. So you put you in a different country. I really am blown away by that. And for £25.48 to get 2 of them is just great. You can't just get the white one on its own if you want to, but if you want the white and the red, then that's the best value. You're saving good money. It's 340039. And the big, beautiful leaves, and again, one of them is about the size of my hand. They are absolutely massive. But yeah, Joe, maybe try and grow your own wine. Well, why not? Make your own wine. No, that's
no. Why not?
Why not? Why not? I've never tasted it. Why not? It could be new. You can buy wine-making kits, actually. I was sort of semi-joking, but actually more thinking about it, why not actually? You can get kits. But anyway, look, if you're talking about giving your plants a really good start, well, this is the premium professional compost, so it's 100 litres in total. That's 2 50-litre bags. You're going to save £17.99. Right, it's got wetting agents, so it's great for retaining the moisture. It's got 50% composted wood fibres, so it's going to give the space that your roots need to really flourish and get a really established root system. But yeah, it's pH balanced, it's good for a wide range, but people absolutely adore this. They really, really do. So 100125. You know, we can't help but play with this because because I've bought other compost from DIY stores, and honestly, as soon as you get this home, pick it up and you'll feel the difference. You will straight away.
Well, even some of those big named brands as well, and I won't say the names or anything, but I mean, Stu had this problem because he used that very well-known brand.
I know the one. I think.
And he used it for his houseplants, because you can use this, by the way, for your houseplants. And then they had loads of flies and things.
Oh, no, really?
It came from the compost, because there was the eggs and things in that compost. Now, a few people have asked us about this, and we've recommended change the compost, repot your houseplants in this, and then they've come back to us later on and gone, oh my word, that fixed it, that got rid of the problem. And honestly, and I swear to you, that's exactly what has happened to Stu and to customers that we've advised about this, because the eggs were growing in that other compost. Not this one though, because you are talking about premium professional compost here, premium ingredients, the wetting agent that helps the water stick to it, the composted wood fibre that allows for that even water distribution but holding on to moisture, as well as this light and fluffy texture that helps those roots to get really strongly established. Strong roots, strong plants. It's all about the foundations. If you had poor foundations in your house, it'd fall over.
It'll fall over,
We want strong roots for our plants so that they give us the most beauty, the longevity, the biggest, best flowers, the most fruit and vegetable crops that we've ever seen before. If you change one thing about your gardening habits, change your compost. Yeah. Use the best compost.
So for hanging baskets, obviously for beds, borders, if you've already got some compost there, you just want to mix them in.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can mix it in, you can improve the texture of the soil that you're using in the garden. It's really good because it holds on to moisture as well, which again, right, so looking at the weather that we've got, it's hot, it's humid, everything's drying out, we're dealing with hose pipe bans, we're going to have to get out with watering cans and not using hose pipes, which we're still going to do, aren't we? Hopefully this is, I'm not saying you can stop watering your plants, but hopefully what it's going to do is then hold on to some of that moisture a little bit more than some of those other composts. Well, it's the wetting agent that helps it to stick onto it rather than it just running over the top.
Oh, is that
but
what
then
it
you've got the composted wood fibre which helps to hold on to that moisture.
Right, I get you.
All of these things work in conjunction with each other. It's like a marriage made in heaven.
It is. It's amazing the thought and effort that goes into this, the science that goes into that, and delivered to your door. Again, honestly, the amount of times I've had compost leaking in the boot of my car, and some of it stinks well, but this is not all that claggy stuff. This is professional grade compost for a great price. Yeah, £21.23. Keep your comments coming in on YouTube. Thanks so much, Steve. We love again your guys' interests and ideas. We've had some more emails.
Oh, lovely.
Right, this is from Christopher. He says, hi both. The other day you were discussing how many posts people have. I have counted mine and I have 84 attached photos. Wow.
The pots.
Oh, on the pots, was it?
I think it must be the pots. Yeah, he's got 84 pots. Is that right, Christopher?
Oh, 84.
Let's have a look at the pictures.
I was going to say 84 attached photos, but we'll try and get through those. Wow.
Beautiful. Really bright orange lilies there. Gorgeous.
There aren't they? These are gorgeous. You know, thanks for these. Honestly, Chris, these are stunning. Here we go. There's the next one. Oh, wow! You've been busy.
Ah, yes. You've sent us this picture before, Chris. That looks amazing. God, it's unbelievable in there. Loads of lily. I mean, goodness, we could be naming plants for ages.
I know the trellises of the planters.
Gorgeous.
I noticed those, yeah. Honestly, they are stunning. Thank you so much for these, Chris. Should we do another one? Here we go. Why not? Let's do it.
More lilies.
More
lilies.
lilies.
The fragrance from the lilies is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, there we go. They've come on really well, aren't they?
Pollinators are enjoying those. I've got loads of hoverflies in my garden at the minute. They're really enjoying the lilies.
Are they nice? Yeah, I bet. How about that, honestly, Chris? Thank you so much indeed.
Have we done Tony's?
Oh, no, we haven't done Tony's. Well, we were saving this.
Can't miss Tony.
Tony says, "Hi, Bexes. Thanks for your advice last Sunday. I will space the pots a little bit. We'll wait until the autumn when they start when I start repotting and dividing the plants into yet more pots. I've also sent pictures of the deep red colour of the hollyhock and couldn't resist the lilies again. There are only 5 pots, but about 30 flowers.
Whoa.
As to ask how many I had planted." Tony, thank you so much. That's fantastic. We've got to show your pictures. Wow, Tony, thank you.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is a proper red as well,
Isn't it? Tony, honestly, you've done so well. That's fantastic.
Hollyhock is amazing.
Yeah. Thanks so much for sharing that with us. Really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, I love it.
It's really nice. Right, let's go to the next one from Tony. Here we go. Oh, is it frozen? No, we're all good. Here we go. Oh, yeah, nice.
What? That's loads.
Yeah, that is incredible.
Wow. Tony, looking really
I haven't
good.
seen. That is really
That's
impressive.
huge.
I'm blown away by that. I'm taken aback by that. So thank you so much. We love it when you email in. Thanks, Tony, and to everyone who's watching. Really do appreciate it. We've got more emails we're going to read out throughout the show. We've got about another hour and 15 minutes or so. We're here to about 12:30, and lots more to go through. Right, professional compost. Yeah, you can see it in action here. If it's going to be for your hanging baskets, your beds, if it's going to be just for adding a bit more nutrients, a bit more aeration to your soil, then go for it. So yeah, it's £15.29. Oh, that's for the oleanders, right? Now the shades of pink. I've got the shades of pink oleander.
Right.
It's so beautiful. Honestly, the flowers.
You've got it, have you?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's this one. Yeah.
Which one do you want to do, Matt?
What should we do?
Let's go red then. Let's go red.
Should we do red?
Yes,
okay.
red's on the end. Let's go red first of all.
Right.
Right, I know you can't see me, and who cares? It's all about the plants anyway. But these have really romped away. If you remember, when we first started bringing these into the potting sheds, they were probably less than half the size of these.
Yeah.
So they really are romping away and looking amazing. Now, this one is the shades of red. I know it's pink, but it's a much deeper pink. Okay, so this one's called Yannick, I believe. These give you such glorious colour. Now, they give you that colour for several months as well, because you get these beautiful clusters of flowers up at the top here. I mean, when they first came into the nursery, these were blooming, I want to say May. Was it May, Matt? I think it was around May that we first got these in, maybe June. And they had flowers on them, and these can flower for you quite happily. May, June, July, August, September, even into October as well. They are evergreen plants, so you always have this foliage on here.
It's the foliage I love, actually, because it's quite exotic. It's very Mediterranean.
Well, look, they need a little bit of winter protection. Once these get established, they can cope with -5. In fact, I noticed one again on my dog walk the other day, and it's growing out the front of somebody's house in the ground. I've never seen them protect it in winter, to be perfectly honest with you.
It's done all right,
and it's done okay. So just bear in mind where you are in the country as to whether these need winter protection. The only other thing they require is a little bit of deadheading just to keep those blooms coming through. But drought tolerant.
Oh, right, I hadn't thought of that. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit deadheading. Once the flowers fade, it will help to keep those blooms coming. Right. But this is a drought tolerant plant. Think about where they grow naturally in the hot countries, across the Mediterranean. You get off the... We always say this, don't we? And I'm going to do it soon. Oh my word, I'm so excited. Get off the plane.
That plane.
Come out. You get on the bus to get you to the resort or whatever. You get in a taxi to get to the resort and you're driving along. You will see these along the sides of the road. They grow freely. There isn't somebody out there watering them, tending them. So if you're looking for drought tolerant plants, ones that can cope with the heat, that can cope with the drought.
This summer, oleanders are perfect.
Absolutely, oleanders are amazing, and they grow really well in normal UK weather as well.
Yeah, and do you know what? I actually took me a long time to find oleanders. It was from YouGarden we got it last year.
Well, yeah, it used to be oleanders were you could only ever get them from YouGarden.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I was going to say, because I spent so much time looking around the garden centres for them. But
normally, if you find an oleander, It's YouGarden.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Even if it's not from YouGarden, it'll be a YouGarden.
It'll be originally from.
Yeah.
Honestly, they are stunning. They really are. They're so exotic. You know, like I said, they're evergreen, but the flowers are beautiful all year. It's a really, really, really good value piece for your garden. So £15.29. So yeah, we got different colours, shades of pink. You got the white. We got the red, of course, there. But the pink, it's a classic kind of pink, actually. It's not like a hot pink.
Well, you get shades of pink here, so we do have different sort of shades. I can't guarantee which one you're going to get. Some of them are a bit lighter, some of them are a bit darker, but they are very classy, every single one of them. Exactly the same as the red, you know, it's by way of care, the evergreen nature of it, but it just depends which colour talks to you. Pink to make the boys wink, as Matt just said. I mean, if that's what you want, Matt, you go for it, my lovely.
I'm sold, Matt.
Comes to you in the 15-centimetre pot. You've got clusters of stems, in actual fact, so if you're savvy, you could actually divide these pots and you could create 3 plants from one pot because you get 3 sort of clusters of stems. All you have to do is just divide through them, repot them, and you can make 3 plants from it. Shades of pink is a really, really pretty one. Same price and deal on there, or you can go for that pure white one. I think it's called Emily, and it is a beautiful pure white colour that you get from that. Yeah. So, Sir Agnes, sorry.
Sir
no, the
Agnes.
pink is called Emily, I think. This one's called Sir Agnes. Oh, Sister Agnes, it's named. But yeah, pure white flowers, clusters of them. And don't shy away from white. I'm finding white to be the absolute best in your garden.
Classy, isn't it?
Classy.
Yes.
It works really well with every other colour in your garden. And that's why I love the white ones.
It's always an effortless one to fit in, and anything white. But yeah, for £50.29, the Oleander, there's something so special about them. I just the whole atmosphere, the picture they paint is very, very striking. It's 680058. I mean, even if they never flowered, which obviously they will, even if they didn't, I would still want it anyway, just because of that foliage. It's quite iconic, actually, I think. But yeah, of course they do flower. YGTV 2825 is the offer code. Just type that in the website YouGarden.com before you check out, and your postage and packaging will be reduced to 0. So free P&P on everything, even if you get the larger the fig tree, for example. The larger items, smaller items, free P&P. Right, so they're the oleanders. Wow, we're spoiled for choice there, aren't we?
Yes. Well, I'm going to go to Euonymus next. I'm just going to move Ollie. I'm going to move you, Ollie, because I'm standing on tiptoes and it's hurting my legs. There we go.
They've got really big, haven't they? They're impressive, though. Yeah.
So next up we've got the Euonymus Fortunii. This one's the emerald and gold. Gold, I quite like that. Now this is awesome if you're looking for evergreen structure in your garden, evergreen colour, but something just a little bit more compact. Okay. Now Euonymus isn't... It wasn't ever one of my favourite plants in the garden. However, I do think that this is an outstanding variety of Euonymus. If you take a look at those gorgeous colours you've got in there.
I haven't seen Euonymus.
My mum is a big fan of Euonymus. She thinks this is an amazing plant. And do you know what? I have to agree now. I think this is a really stunning colour combination you're getting there. You've got the emerald and gold. You've got the lovely kind of yellow golden tones to it, but you've also got those lovely green colours in there as well with that variegation. Doesn't get too tall either. About 60 centimetres. 2 feet height, but great at spreading widthways. So each one of those plants could spread by about 90 centimetres, which is going to be phenomenal if you're trying to create a border. Each one, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So if you're... In fact, I might get this. I might
You've
get this.
got an idea. Well, here we go, you're inspired.
I dug up my lavender border. I had to, because it's got loads of perennial weeds and stuff in it. So I have had to dig up my lavender border this year. And I'm looking for something to replace it with. It's the one that goes down the side of the driveway. I want something beautiful that's evergreen, that looks amazing. Yeah. This would be awesome, and in fact I'd probably only need to get the one pack, because it'll spread so much and it'll fill those
so you space them out.
I might get this.
What, about 1 metre apart then, would you think?
Well, if they're going to spread, no, I'd go a little bit less, just so that they mingle into each other. I'd go maybe 60, 70 centimetres apart, just so that there's no gaps left in between. That would be amazing in that space. OK, I've sold it. Sorry, I'm not shopping. I am telling you about the plant.
We just witnessed Bex inspiring herself there.
This has got the RHS Award of Garden Merit, and I am not surprised. These are tough, they're resilient, they're hardy, they're really easy to grow. They don't require much attention from you at all. No. You might clip them occasionally, just because you'll get a errant shoot coming out. Right. Just give them a little trim, maybe once a year, but that's it. And another one that actually, once this is established, not going to need much by way of watering. You know, they're unfussy. This is not a diva in any way, shape or form.
No, we don't do divas. We
don't do divas.
But for £10 and 17 pence, I haven't come across those before. I've seen them, but not actually in person.
Yeah, Euonymus is awesome. Actually, Euonymus is used a lot in sort of commercial planting schemes. You know, offices and those sorts of places.
Because again, like you say, evergreen, it's
easy. You know, anything that you see planted in those kinds of commercial spaces, it's sort of tried and tested to be hardy, easy, low maintenance and long-lasting beauty. Because obviously they want those spaces to look good all year round.
They are beautiful. They're really pretty. They're quite vibrant actually as well for leaves. Okay,
I've just placed an order. I will be placing another. The next time Charlie's doing a review, I will be placing an order. That's
great. This is quite a big orders today. I like it. Why not? For £10, 17 pence, go for 3 of them. So it's 511547. I've got my eye on that Ace. I won't lie. I'll run off in a minute. But there we go. That was quick.
I haven't done it yet. I'll come back to it.
Joey, you've got it ready though. You actually got it ready.
I'm ready.
Right. There we go. Let's have a look at the hydrangeas now. Value for money. Talking of which, 3 9-centimetre pots there for £15.29, which is good value anyway. But look what this could become. Okay, where would you imagine this in your garden then, Bex?
I think I'd go into containers with it. You don't have to. You could go into the ground, but this is a nice compact hydrangea, so I think this would be perfect for containers. And actually, you're getting a pack of 3 here, so maybe it's 1 in a container and then 2 in a border somewhere.
Oh, that'd be pretty, yeah.
That would be quite nice. But this is only going to grow to about 50 by 50 centimetres, so a couple of feet is all we're talking here. So super compact for a hydrangea, absolutely amazing for a hydrangea. And you could then be producing these stunning flowers. I think they've got an almost sort of vintage tone to them.
Yes, like a mottled look. Yeah, they are quite vintagey.
Look, this in particular. And you will get this colour changing happening. So you get these beautiful kind of colour changing flowers, and they will last for up to 6 months as well. About May, these blooms could be coming out for you. Obviously, once this gets established, and then flowering through to about October. They colour change, so they start out that lovely greeny white colour, and then they evolve into the pink that you're looking at here. That's lots of interest. It's beautiful.
That is my favourite one.
Is it?
There's a white one we saw the other week but that is beautiful. It is that vintage look.
Yeah.
There's so much going on. There's just so much interest there, isn't there?
Really gorgeous, uniquely compact, completely winter hardy. Sun, part shade. I would say part shade is best for your hydrangeas. They don't want to be in baking sun all day long. And this is not one of the drought tolerant ones. This is one you're going to have to water, because hydrangeas don't like to dry out. But,
so
that's nice and simple, nice and compact.
Honestly, that's incredible.
Yeah.
The variety you get. So 3 9-centimetre pots, get all that variety. That would take centre stage in my garden. I've always been a fan of hydrangeas, but actually that's another level. That's a need now. That's £15.27. So 511661. Do you know what? Talk about doing this job. You have to be so good at multitasking. Bex is actually even ordering it as we speak. I'm really impressed. Do you know what though? Honestly, talking about passionate people here at YouGarden, I love it. Honestly, we're such enthusiasts, and I know you guys are too who are watching. Thanks so much. We really appreciate your interaction. We've had more emails come in. In fact, we've got people still watching on YouTube. Simon's still there. Hello, Simon again. Ian's watching. Ian, Grimmy, or brackets Ian.
Grimmy.
Grimmy, he just emailed pictures of my oleanders, the standards. They are doing fine. We're going to show those.
Lovely. Good
shortly.
To see.
Yeah, you're up there in West Yorkshire, very lovely part of the world. Steve's watching. Yeah, we've got Elena. Neil's still commenting too. Thanks so much, guys. We love it. Right, so olive trees.
Yeah.
This is so cute. My favourite thing in my garden, my 2
Isn't
olive
it
trees.
dinky? I love this. Okay, so I have got the range of the olive trees. I did invest in the big ones last year. You'll know if you're a regular. I've got the big standards, the spiral stem ones.
Right.
But they're a bit more expensive. Of course they are. It's a big, established plant. However, if you want an olive tree in your garden, but you're shopping on a budget, great place to shop, by the way, if you're shopping on a budget here at YouGarden. But I do think that if you love the idea of an olive tree, but those taller ones are just out of your price range, this is a really awesome way to be able to have an olive tree in your garden. Of course, you're going to have to go on the journey with it for it to grow into a nice big one, But isn't that a fun thing to do? And I actually got myself the big ones, but I also got myself the small one because I want to do that project.
Yeah.
I want to grow this into a large one over the next 10, 20 years of my life. And I want to be able to say in 10, 20 years, I grew that from a tiny little plant. So I love the idea of getting hold of one of these. A great one if you've got like a little table somewhere,
That'd
you know, like
nice
we're saying
idea.
with the bistro set, just sitting out there with
So
your
even on like a
tea in the
little balcony
morning.
would be really cute,
Perfect,
actually.
yeah,
I
for
can imagine
smaller
that.
garden spaces, because they're quite slow growing. I mean, once they get going, they can really get going, but they're quite slow growing, so this is not going to take up loads of space, and they're pretty tough and resilient. Now, what I will say is I got the small one last year before winter. I did put mine in the conservatory over winter. Now, once olive trees get established, they can cope with frosts. They can cope with minus temperatures, and maybe this would have been absolutely fine outside, but I just wanted to make sure, so I moved it into the conservatory over winter. Maybe give it a tiny bit of winter.
Take the edge off.
Yeah, just take the edge off. Maybe give it a little bit of winter protection. But my other olive trees, the big ones, left them outside all winter. No problems whatsoever. I did put them slightly closer to the house to make sure. But honestly, olive trees can go down to minus 10 quite happily with no issues whatsoever. They're evergreen, which is what is stunning about them. And this is why you do see these in, or outside, I should say, you know, businesses. Boutique hotels, restaurants, those sorts of things. You'll see them there because they're quite aspirational. They look amazing.
Yeah,
but
around the fronts. People often have two to frame like an entrance, don't
Exactly.
they? I know what you mean.
So, and the reason you see them there is because they're evergreen, they're low maintenance, they're hardy, they're tough, and they look amazing. So that's what I'm going to be doing with my two that I've got as well. They will be going either side of the front door. I'm going to put them in big plant pots. I'm going to get some lights that I'm going to sort of bury into the pots so they uplight the plant, which I think is going to look really stunning.
I need to get some of these. I've got some two big olive trees that my pride and joy. And
Yeah.
I was actually giving a tip, so they can get quite congested in the middle. So like just free them up a little bit inside. Is that the same for this one?
A little bit of light and air. In time, you won't need to worry too much at the moment.
But I really love olive trees. They're just paint a picture. They take me abroad. They really do. £14.44. Even if you've got massive big ones in your garden, just have a variety of sizes. You know, it's 680111. I'm going to get something. I'm going to get a couple of them. I've got ideas for that.
Cute,
too.
Aren't they?
We've spent fortunes in our minds today, I think, haven't we?
I've spent fortunes on my phone.
Yeah,
It's all good.
But seriously, the value for money it's quite extraordinary here at YouGarden. It's proud to be part of it. So for £40.49, it's brilliant. Right, now, next done. Right. Oh, the golden lanterns, the pheasant berry. I saw these actually last time I was here. This has been a story of success in the past. So yeah, 511523. So £11.89. Yes, I forgot this. This was very popular last time. Don't forget, delivered for, well, no post and packaging, delivered for £11.89. So it's YGTV 28.25. Just make sure you quote that on YouGarden.com before you check out, and you'll see your postage and packaging reduced to £0. And that's for everything, not just for this, not just for the golden lanterns of pheasant berry, but they're beautiful. The way they just drape down, they tower over. They're really quite special. Now the pineapple guava. You can eat these again, like I said earlier. I haven't never had them, but I guess between pineapple and guava kind of flavours. But you know what? It's the actual flowers that people also love here. How magnificent is that? I mean, if you want something a little bit extraordinary, if you want something that really is going to grab people's attention, they're going to be asking about this, your guests, your family members. They can't wait to I bet they can't wait to see this flower. It's £14.44. So it's 680146. So yeah, it comes in a 2 litre pot, and you've just saved £8 if you got the two. Really interesting. It's one of the most intriguing flowers I've seen on the pineapple guava. It really is. Right, now, this is the Pieris collection. The actual shape of the leaves here, they're quite striking, aren't they? Well, you're getting 3 varieties here. You're going to get a mountain fire, a forest flame, a flaming silver, all of it for £5.27. A bargain, just over a £5 each. It's such good value. Normally, for these 3, you'd be talking about £29.97, but no, it's pretty much, well, not far off half price actually, if you're a club member. It's 511731. By the way, if you're not a club member, you can become one today and start saving money immediately. It's £10 for the auto renew, so £10, you pay that today, and that's it, you're a club member for the year. you can start saving money straight away, and it can pay for itself in one order if you buy multiple bits. Right now, the Cordyline, the Torbay Dazzler, yeah, for £12, 74 pence is so good, and it's quite a large one already. Actually, it's fairly well established, I would say, but it can grow and grow and grow, so it doesn't get overpowering. You'll just pull away some of the dead leaves just at the bottom there. It sort of grows upwards, but it comes in a 2 litre pot. If it's going to be in your plants, your borders, your planters, your larger pots, then why not? It's like at least have it good draining soil, of course. But yeah, go for it. It's very, very forgiving. It's 680236. I love the variation of the leaves. It's not just one colour. They're really, really special. Now, one of the favourites of the show, and you know, I'm so pleased. I've saved the end of my garden when I get around to it. I want to fill it with acers. I want as wide a variety as I possibly can. I just love the romance they offer. The Acer, well, the Flamingo, is really quite special. I haven't seen leaves shaped quite like that before with Acers, and I think that's a big appealing thing for people. It's been so popular. It's been, well, I think the most popular item today live here on YouGarden TV, so thanks so much for everyone who's got involved in this. It's £12, 74 pence as the club discount price. That's 511481. That's really impressive. Right now, we've got the Laurel Standard. It's not just Laurel, it is hardy. It's £20.99. Bargain, absolute bargain, but look, £17.84 for club members. It's 511538. So yes, it's already high actually, I've got to say. Really substantial leaves, but look how well they flower. They're really special. Right now, have you got a fig tree? Have you thought, oh, do you know what, I've always fancied growing my own fig tree. I always, it's a lovely challenge. Well, people think this can be a challenge, but actually it's not. It's easy to grow. You get big, beautiful figs in years to come there. And honestly, I've been told they're so very juicy. People have them like barbecues, like starters, appetizers. Just eating it on its own is just a gorgeous thing. But you get really rich foliage, actually. The leaves are big. They feel very substantial leaves, that they have big impact. There's something just so sturdy and visually appealing about that. But yeah, when it comes to the leaves, contrast with those big, gorgeous, juicy figs is a wonderful sight to behold. It's £18.69 for club members, so it's 340057. It's still one of my favourites. There's lots of different varieties here at YouGarden, and the crew and I, we're really loving the Red Light. It's one of your most favourite varieties of Nandina too. Easy, evergreen, you get interest all through the year. The leaves, colour-wise, they can transition throughout the seasons, so you've always got something to grab your eye and grab your attention. For me, it adds a little bit of warmth to some parts of the gardens too. It's not invasive, it's easy, it's contained, easy to look after. For £9.34. That's a lot of interest for your garden for just under £10. Delivered for that price, don't forget. Just quote YGTV 2825. So 511559. Great stuff. Now we've got the hardy fuchsias. These shrubs, honestly, they're also easy. Yeah, they're going to come back each year. The hardy perennials. A big collection, 6 9cm pots. Now the value here we can't ignore. I reckon the RRP around about £30 mark would be bang on, but for £17.94 you get serious good deals. It's now £15.25 if you are a club member for 6 of them. I just can't get over that. The flowers are just stunning. You know, if you always want some fuchsias, hardy collection, then yeah, go for it. Easy to look after for that reason. Okay, talking about growing fruits and so on. We've got figs, yes, we've got those there, they're very popular. But how about grapevines? So the grapevine collection, you're getting 2 of them. You're getting one red and one white for £29.98 or £25.48 for club members. The foliage is beautiful. They're really good at just casting shadows over your gardens if you want a little bit of natural shelter. Train them up pergolas, up to trellises and so on. But yes, you can get big harvests here. You can get lots and lots of fruit when they become more established, so look forward to that. But yeah, it's the eating, it's the picking, maybe with your cereals, just some fresh fruit, but there's something about that. Okay, let's move on now to the Rudbeckia. Now, we've had emails come in actually. People are commenting on Facebook, on YouTube. I've forgotten who it was, forgive me, but someone's got Rudbeckia, and yeah, last year they were flowering till I think you said like October, November sort of time, which they can do. So, Elena, thank you very much, Elena. It's brilliant to have your company, and I'm so pleased that your Rudbeckias are giving you lots of colour late into the year. It's fantastic. So if you want to brighten up your garden, perhaps go into October, maybe in the start of November, we'll go for £11 and 2 pence. So that's 560076. Right, we cannot forget the gerberas. This is the hardy gerbera collection, so you're getting 3 of them. You get 3 7cm pots, Sweet Blaze, you get Love, and you get Maggie. Oh, is that the... that's still... Oh, well, yeah, we'll move on to the hardy gerberas, the collection. So you're £14.99. Oh, it's going to change in a second. Bear with. There we are. And now you might want to divide them up, but I actually think colour-wise, they really look good together. How about just a quick, easy bit of variety with gerberas for £12.74? Yeah, you can't go wrong with those. So yeah, 561359. I can't believe it's 20 to 12 already. We've only got about 50 minutes left. We're here till 12:30ish. So yeah, if you've got any more questions, please share more photos. We're going to read out some more emails that you've kindly sent in soon. Now, the Lobelias, this is the Queen Victoria, 3 9cm pots. Now, you're saving £16. £16 here. These savings really do mount up, and if you're a club member, that's £11.87. So yeah, 560860. Right, we love being here. We love deals. We love gardening, obviously. We love shopping, but we love your interaction. It's so good to have your company. We've still got Grimmy watching, Steve's watching. We've got Elena still watching. Oh yeah, Elena, thanks. Glad you, Rebecca's getting. We're doing really well for you last year. Right, okay. Should we do some more emails, Bex?
Yes, please. I'd like to see people's gardens.
Right.
I am nosy.
Well, actually, Elena's been in touch. Is this the same Elena? I think it is.
Yeah, it will be.
Says, hi, finally managed to grab some wildlife on my buddleias while my cat was off on her travels, and my Ophelia Polestar hydrangea I bought 5 years ago.
Ooh.
Right, are we ready for this one?
Yeah.
Here we go. It's coming.
Let's do it.
Going. Oh, yes, like it.
Oh, look.
It's a nice colour, that
beautiful buddleia. Sun gold, that one's called.
Look at the bees you got there.
I love the pom-poms of flowers that you get on there. Bees love them, butterflies love them. Actually, that was supposed to be really nicely scented as well. Do you get a nice scent from that, Eleanor?
Oh, is it? Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, let us know, Eleanor, if you do. That's, oh, do you know what? These are really nice.
Oh, Mauricio's going. Bye, Mauricio.
Bye, Mauricio. Bye, Mauricio. Thanks very much.
See you on Thursday.
Yeah, see you then. Have a lovely rest of your weekend.
Oh, is that the Polestar Hydra? Wow.
I think it is, isn't it? Yeah, Polestar.
Is it? I don't know, but it looks beautiful, whatever it is.
So there's a lot going on there.
Looking very pretty. Yeah, there's a lot going on in that picture.
So it's about, I just love being nosy at people's gardens.
Yeah, I do.
Love it.
No, this is the Polestar.
Oh,
yeah,
this is the one. Here we go.
That's the Polestar. That is
Hydrangea,
beautiful. Yeah, look at the colour change you get on there.
Warm it, all that peachy apricot colours you got going on there too. You're doing so well. I love your ornamental cat too. Yeah. You're a cat lover. Me too. I always have.
Yeah, Ophelia's her cat, I think. So yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, of course.
Oh no, I'm lying. Ophelia is the Polestar. I'm talking nonsense.
Oh, it's the Polestar, yeah.
While my cat was off, Ophelia would be a good name.
Be a good name for a cat. There we go. Should we do another email?
Yes, please.
Vivian's been in touch. Very good morning to you, Vivian. Hope you're having a lovely Sunday. Who says, hi team. I think a while back you had a myrtle plant on the show. Oh, can you tell me when this was and if you still have any in stock? Also, do you sell, the sweet box at YouGarden?
Oh, the Sarcococa, yes, we definitely have the Sarcococa. Is it in stock?
We've searched for it, it's not coming up.
This is, you searched for myrtle and it's not coming up, but it might be under a different name. I'm going to have to check for you on that one. Sarcococa, Matt's just checking. It's in stock, so yes, you'll be able to find that on the website.
Right,
I will check on some myrtle for you.
So yeah, you can see the add to your basket there if you choose to go for it. Yeah, there we go. It's a big size, this one, actually, yeah. The smaller size is sold out.
I would go for the larger one anyway, because they're They're slow growing.
It's got good reviews in there. Yeah, $29.99. If you decide to go for it, Vivian, thanks very much. Let us know how you get on. Oh, you've attached some photos of the skyscraper lilies and, of course, the heavy-duty pots, which I have 21. Good on you. You're busy. I like it. You can't go wrong with those pots, can you? This is Vivian's. Wow.
Oh, look at that.
Skyscrapers.
Oh,
That
I do
is
love that. I
magnificent.
love a lily.
John, we do love lilies. Look at the colours in that. I'm blown away by that. I really am. Thanks so much.
So I'm just looking for myrtle.
Vivian, these are lovely.
I'm trying to help Vivian.
But they are large, aren't they?
They are. This is the beauty of skyscraper lilies because they get massive.
Actually, I love the variation of
Were they
colour.
planted this year? Are they new this year? I'd be intrigued to know, or have you had those a little while?
So the petals are lovely. It's like a raspberry ripple ice cream, like a marbling in that. That's really, really beautiful. Vivian, thanks so much for sharing that with us. And yeah, I hope that helps answer your questions too. We've had more questions come in. Keith's been in touch saying, morning. Here's a picture of my 18-year-old grapevine grown in a plastic dustbin. Which that's from Dingo.
Come on.
Right, here we go. Wow.
Yeah.
In a dustbin. Yeah, why not?
Is that what it's in? Because he sends this pictures or sends us pictures of grapevine very regularly. I've never thought to ask what it's actually in, so that's interesting.
That's a good idea. Well, it clearly works, doesn't it? Oh, look at that. Got fruit in there. Look at those grapes. That looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I really like that. That's 18 years old, is it? Wow. Dingo,
Right,
thank you
Vivian,
very much.
is it vinca you're looking for, as in creeping myrtle? Because if you are, we do have the vinca collection. So it might be that you're talking about, Vivian, which is available.
Oh,
I'm sure we've still got stock of that one.
You know, we hopefully find it there. But yeah, Vivian, all your gardens are just fantastic. If I throw it apart, I could do this all day. This is from
So could I.
This is from Grimmy. Right. Oh, by the way, sorry. Back to this quickly. So yeah, the vinca collection, £7.97.
Yeah, is that for all three? Is it?
No.
Is that for all three? I do know there are some discounts going on at the moment. It should be $29.97. Look, $7.97 at the moment. There you go. Look.
$7.97.
So if it's that one you're looking for, that's a bargain at the moment.
I mean, that's a good time to buy. We have got an end of season sale. Don't forget. Yeah, you can see they're up to 65% off. So it's well worth having a scroll down. We've got the pineberries there. Are they in it? No, it's not. From $4.99.
There's loads of stuff in there.
Oh, right, I need to get on that website. Yeah, YouGarden.com, click on the sale, you'll see it there. Wow, by the way, talk about oleanders, because we have had some on the show too. Grimmer is in touch, who says, 5-year-old oleander standards from YouGarden.
Yes, please.
Let's see some pictures.
Let's see.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, look, do you know,
Cool
look
pot,
at how the trunk has thickened up, look. You see how thick that is at the base? And that's how you can tell that is a nice established plant. That's looking nice. That's looking really good.
See, 5 years, that is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Beautiful. Love that square
right.
pot you've got it in as well.
That's really pretty. It's got another picture as well. I love oleanders. I do. Oh yeah, look at this trunk. Wow.
Yeah. But can you see how they don't get too much taller as well? This is what I love about the standards. Like the trunk gets thicker and girthier, and it's the top that grows. So it's really cool for small spaces.
It doesn't get out of control, does it?
No, it doesn't get out of control.
I really like that beautiful flowering you got there too. Nice, very nice. You can't go wrong with oleanders, can you? Thanks very much. Right, we've got a few more we'll read out shortly. We've got about 45 minutes left on the show. Okay, so this is the golden lanterns, the pheasant berry. So yeah, £11.89. So I know you're a big fan of this one.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting, and I do love the flowers that form on here as well. We were bringing this into the potting shed when it was bare of its leaves, because it's a deciduous plant, and we were bringing this into the potting shed earlier on in the year. I know Adam's a big fan. He was sort of pushing the merits of this one, our award-winning gardener. How is he? He's been on holiday. I'm gonna have to check in with him, make sure. I think he's been in the UK. He did send us some lovely pictures. Wasn't it? He was in Scotland.
Oh, I bet that's beautiful.
That was it. He was in Scotland, and he was actually sending us pictures to our little group chat that we've got, because he was like, "Look, I told you this can grow in Scotland, and it's one of our amazing palm trees." And then he was like, "How many Cordylines have I seen today?" And they were driving along, and this video went on for about a minute and a half, and it was just Cordyline on either side, nice tall ones. It was amazing. There it is.
So that's in Scotland. Wow.
Yeah. And that is the Trachycarpus. And we always talk about how hardy it is.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's in Scotland.
There you go.
Anyway.
Beautiful part.
Nice to see lovely Adam anyway.
Yeah.
Right, so we've got the
Adam.
Lysosteria for you, and I do think the flowers that form on here are amazing. We were bringing it into the potting shed while it was bare of its leaves and saying, check out these flowers. And this is where you get these lantern-like sort of dangling clusters of flowers on here, and you get lots of them. I spotted this again in a garden just around the corner from me. Never spotted it previously, but I spotted it because obviously we've been bringing this into the potting shed, and it's got loads of those flowers forming on there. And this flowers for you between June and September. So you get these really interesting, beautiful flowers on there. It has the RHS Award of Garden Merit, so please bear in mind this is, you know, award-winning, garden-worthy plant. The foliage appears in spring, and you get these lovely sort of arching stems, golden green colour to the leaves, really sort of illuminating tones you get on there. You get those dangling clusters of flowers too, and those are actually followed by dark purple berries in autumn, which birds will adore. So this is very much going to bring pollinator. Well, it's going to bring wildlife
yes.
into your garden. Quite fast growing in actual fact, so if you do want something that's going to fill a space relatively quickly, then, you know, golden lantus is a really good one, but also very decorative with those beautiful flowers that are on there as well. Completely winter hardy, very easy to grow, loves a sunny spot, could cope in a part shade, but loves a sunny spot.
Yeah, Joe, you mentioned the vibrancy of the leaves. It's a bright green, actually.
I mean, you can see that, look, on the shot there. It really does sort of stand out. It's quite illuminating, isn't it?
It is. It is
beautiful.
Almost illuminating. It's really impressive. Do you know, the clusters of the flowers, even just that one there.
Yeah.
That.
They're interesting, aren't they?
They really are. They're very intriguing. You know, I like the name, the golden lanterns.
Oh my word! I've just seen the price as well. $11.89 for club members, and that's the sort of size that you'll be getting. That is big, isn't it?
That $11.89.
That's a really good
You
price.
can't argue with that, Bex, can you? But right, just quote YGTV 28.25 for free post and packaging, so that's going to be delivered to your door if you're a club member for £11.89. If you're not a club member, it's £10 to become one now, and you can join like literally within the next few minutes and start buying and saving money immediately. So go for it. So yeah, 511523. Ooh. If you forget the item numbers, again, go to YouGarden.com, click live deals, scroll down, and you see all of these amazing live deals that we've got. But lots of them are while stock lasts. Okay. Right now we've got the Hydrangea Incrediball. I love the name.
Yeah, Hydrangea Incrediball is also known as Strong Annabelle because this was extra breeding that went into this to help those stems to stay upright. Annabelle created these big balls of blooms up at the top, but unfortunately she suffered a little bit with weak stems. So the breeders got to work and they have bred Incrediball. So it's an improvement on the previous Annabelle. And you get these big clusters of flowers on there. Once this gets established, you can have lots and lots of them as well. They start out that wonderful sort of limey green colour and they transition through to a beautiful white colour. I planted one of these earlier on in the year and it's incredible, how quickly it has grown. Like, it has got a romp on and it's growing beautifully. It can get to about 4 feet in height, and this is exactly the sort of look I want to create in the next garden. Imagine that with some Verbena bonariensis kind of growing up behind it.
That'd be nice.
And then I'm going to plant some Nandinas, the lower growth, probably firepower down the front.
Yeah.
So that in winter time, I'm going to leave the beautiful flowers on, and then you'll still have the evergreen foliage down the front with the fire.
Like warming colour leaves. Yeah, that's a nice idea.
Going to be amazing. Cannot wait. That's sort of part of the plan of my new garden.
So,
anyway.
So this time next year, do you think? What kind of size do you think we can
They can get big, honestly. I mean, I would say mine has grown to definitely a couple of feet already. There's still plenty of time growing this year. So, you know, by next year, it's going to be an absolute stonker.
Really?
It's going to be amazing, honestly. And you'll get clusters of those flowers. It's a really easy one because this is in clusters of paniculata, so it's going to flower on new growth. So when it comes to pruning, don't sweat it. It's nice and easy. Leave it on over winter. Honestly, it looks amazing with those faded flowers, gives you lovely winter interest. And then in spring, when you just start seeing new growth appearing, or just before then, prune it to whatever shape you want it to be, because the new growth that comes through will hold the flowers for you. People get confused with hydrangea pruning, depending on whether it's a paniculata or whether it's a mop-head hydrangea. This one is paniculata, flowers on new growth.
Well, there we go. For £20 39 pence. Honestly, if you've been waiting for that special hydrangea, well, you can't go wrong with Incrediball, can you? So it's 510009. Right, now, by the way, we've got the Cordyline. We've actually had an email come in for the Cordyline as well.
Have we?
From Amanda. This was, hi team, here's a couple of pictures. Spot the bee, the jasmine growing from a seed. For my other jasmine. But yeah, there's a Cordyline in here as well. Looks great. Shall I show you this?
It, yeah.
There we go. Oh, I'm not connected. Oh, awkward. Bear with. Here we go.
Oh, yes, because we had to see our lovely Adam, didn't we?
Here we go. That's me. I threw us into that. That's my bad. Okay. But look at this picture there. It looks... Oh, how good is that?
That is the Is that the Torbay? Oh, I think that might be. I think that's Lime Passion. But
is it Lime Passion?
It doesn't matter what we're showing you from that beautiful picture. It looks very similar, but I think it's Lime Passion. But it doesn't matter at all because look what this lovely lady has done is she's underplanted with some hardy geraniums down the base there, which looks amazing. It's going to look even better once that Cordyline starts growing and gets taller and forms that trunk at the base there. And that's the look we always talk about when we talk about Cordylines and how you can underplant them and really make the most of that space. Who was that that said
that? Was from Amanda.
Amanda, thank you, lovely.
So spot the bee. Do you know?
Oh, I didn't spot the bee.
No, I don't think I did actually. Did I spot the bee? That's it. Next one. Sorry, my bad.
We needed to scroll, that's why. Look at that.
I'll get there eventually.
On that Allium, gorgeous.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I was going to say, we're going to be here for the rest of the show, but there it is. You know what, Amanda, thank you so much. And yeah, great work. And good idea, actually, just arranging that with the Cordyline. I hadn't thought of that.
So Torbay Dazzler is just a phenomenal one with the variegation you get, the different colours that you get through the stripes, the creams, the greens, the kind of pinky toned one that you get included in there as well. They're hardy, they're easy, and they are evergreen, which is what we adore about these. If you've got loads of deciduous plants in your garden, get yourself some evergreens because it really does make a difference.
It is. It's instant impact into just people. They're so striking, Cordylines. For £12.74, honestly, a Cordyline that size is really impressive. Right, okay, 680236. We've got about just over half an hour left on the show. Right, now talk about variety. We've got so much here. We really have. We've still got more items to go through. Let's go back though to the favourites table. It's favourite for a reason. The value for money is excellent here. We got such value too.
Yeah.
But you know what? The grapes are just stunning.
Well, it means that these are the most popular items of the week so far. We launch our shows here on a Thursday.
Yeah.
So by Sunday, the favourites table does tend to change around a little bit based on what you are buying. So we know that these are the most popular ones. The Grape collection, you're getting the red and the white. So you're getting two plants here for an amazing price. We have got bunches of grapes actually forming on some of the plants as well at the moment. And these are going to grow grapes for you, edible grapes too.
Nice.
And they can ripen in our UK summers. I know we've got a particularly unusual one this year, so you'll definitely get them. But even in our normal UK summer, you can still get grapes on your grapevines.
You get quite a lot, I'm told, as well.
Absolutely, yes. They are really quite vigorous and easy to grow, well suited to our UK weather, winter hardy. We have vineyards here in the UK. We are producing wine in the UK. You do not need to be in Italy or south of France or South
British
Africa.
Wine, actually. English wine.
Honestly, we are producing them, and
I need to try some.
Apparently, we are rivaling some of the best kind of vineyards and things as well.
Nice.
It's totally possible, and it's wonderful to grow these in your garden. Is it Dingo? Sorry, that sent the picture earlier. I don't remember Dingo or Grimmy.
It was Dingo.
Dingo.
Yeah.
Send us pictures of his beautiful grapevine that he's had growing for years here. Very, very simple. It will drop its leaves in winter. It is a deciduous plant. You prune it once a year, and you can be quite vigorous on the pruning. You prune the stems back quite a long way because this will grow brilliantly every single year. Really good at creating nice sort of shady, shadowy parts of your garden as well. If you're growing it up and over your pergola or your seating area or something, it will provide that natural shade for you, but also give you these delicious, juicy, edible fruits.
Yeah, you are, especially pergolas. Imagine walking underneath there, you've got these clusters,
really
little lanterns of grapes just dotted around. That's a sight to behold. That's really something special for £25.48. So, and I can't make decisions ever. So to get a white and a grape, that's just easy.
Yeah, get them both.
Get them both. Why not? So yeah, 340039. I can't believe how much fruiting we've got actually on the red one already.
I know. I mean, look at the
really
size of them.
pretty.
They're tied into place as well. So you've got the bamboo canes in there, so they're sort of tied in. All you've got to do is release that plant and then, you know, give it a little bit of guidance as to where it's going to climb, and it will do it for you.
Yeah, I'm really, that's just looking at that is an absolute joy. It is. The leaves, some of them are massive.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so there we go. Yeah, quote the code YGTV2825 to get free post and packaging on everything on the show, not just the grapes. Right now, the Salvia, the amistad, is something so special. This it's one of my favourite salvias I've seen in a long time. You know,
gorgeous variety of salvia. This, yeah, absolutely. Can get quite big as well. So this can get up to maybe 4 feet in height, somewhere 3-4 feet in height.
It's decent size.
Really good size. Nice bushy plant we're talking about, but it's the flowers for me on this.
Yeah.
This is why you're going to grow this, because these are bright, they're purple, they're bold, they're dramatic, and pollinators are going to flock to it. You can see those stamen coming out the end there, and that's what's going to bring them in. RHS have given it 2 accolades. First of all, the Award of Garden Merit and the Perfect for Pollinators badge as well. You can totally see that from those flowers. The purple colour is so very bold and bright. It is...
It's a very
statement.
rich, opulent purple.
Definitely a statement plant. Love how it's been planted against that lime green, whatever that plant is in the background there as well. It's naturally resistant to pests and diseases. You get some nice, strong, sturdy stems from it, a nice long flowering season. This should be coming into bloom normally in around June time and going through to October, November. A little bit of deadheading will help to keep those blooms coming through for you as well. And it is a herbaceous perennial, so disappearing underground in winter and coming back for you the next year. May need some winter protection to ensure its survival, so what I would suggest is a good thick layer of strolch over the top, just to make sure it's got that little duvet to see it through the winter.
Oh, that's where I put it, a little duvet. It keeps it nice and snuggy.
Absolutely. We want to give them a little blanket in winter.
Honestly, I know salvias when I see one, but actually to look, I had to think, is that a salvia?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to double check that. Yeah. It's really special, that. And look, if you want something intriguing, a real talking point, then yeah, you're going to have it with that. It's £14.42. Big savings again. So normally you'd expect to pay, what, £29.97? That is the recommended retail price. But now look, we send it directly to you, so we can keep the cost low. It's £16.97, and in the club £14.42, and no postage packaging. Just make sure you quote that offer code on the website. So 560851. Lovely stuff. Right, that's the salvia. Whilst we're sticking on the favourites table, the Nandina, the Red Light. Now, there are a few varieties of Nandina, aren't there, we've seen here, and then Red Light, I get the impression it is one of the most popular. Yeah. Actually, people really adore this.
Well, it's one of the newest. Colours. It's one of the newest ones we've brought in, actually.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So it's amazing that we're doing it on such a deal for you, because normally with new plants, obviously they stay at the the normal price for a bit longer. So we're bringing a deal for you on one of the newest plants we've got in the potting shed, and it is a stunning one. We adore our Nandinas.
Yeah, we do. Very special.
It's just one of those plants that's going to work hard for you, and it's going to work hard for you every single day of the year, because this is evergreen and it's tough and it's hardy. And I just love the colour combinations that you're getting from the foliage. Foliage can be an outstanding plant. We have to talk about thrillers, we talk about fillers. This one, I mean, it could be both. It could be a filler for your garden. It could be a wonderful, just, filler plant in the mixed border with others.
It's always a bit more than that, isn't it?
It could be a standout thriller plant, absolutely. If you had one of these in a pot, it could be a very much a statement plant. It would work great in pairs as well, either side of a doorway. Or if you bought multiples of these, you could even create a sort of hedge border with it as well. It'll grow to about a metre height. It'll spread by maybe about 50 or 60 centimetres. So I think if you planted them 40, 50 centimetres apart, you could create a really gorgeous decorative sort of low-growing hedge with these.
Well, with all those variations of colour,
that would look amazing.
Do you know what? Oh, you've got to try that.
That would look so good. But obviously, one as a feature plant somewhere would look incredible. If you're collecting the Nandinas as well, that would look really cool next to the Nandina Obsessed or the Firepower or the Gulfstream that we've got.
Obsessed was the first one I saw, yeah.
They're really pretty plants, and it's all about that foliage and how you get different colours on different. No two leaves are exactly the same because you've got different shape, different size leaves, but also those different colours, the greens, the creams, and the pink tones in there as well.
Yeah, they're like mottled colours, aren't they? A little bit of a marbling colour there. There's like swirls of colour in each leaf. They are clever. You know, honestly, I never thought about having like a little hedgerow from them. Why not? You might want to multi-buy them based on that, especially whilst you're saving money. So for one of those, for £9.34, you can't go wrong with that. So it's 511559.
I don't think you can go wrong. I think that's absolutely right as well. So it doesn't matter your ability as a gardener, where you live in the country, small gardens, large gardens. I don't think you can go wrong with it, honestly.
Go for it. There's something just so pretty, and I find it quite peaceful to look at. I don't know what it is about the Nandina, but yeah, absolute bargain all round. Right, we've got the fuchsias, we've got the hardy collection here too. So these are, I don't know why, I thought fuchsias could be quite tricky to look after, but these...
Not these ones, no. I mean, they are hardy fuchsias and they're going to produce shrubs. These are not your tender bedding, you know, hanging basket, trailing plants. These are wonderful shrubs that they're going to create in your garden. Now, reaching, potentially once they get established, we are, you know, 3-4 feet quite happily these could get to. You can obviously keep them a little bit smaller for you. They will produce beautiful flowers and some of the most unique and, you know, interesting, gorgeous flowers with all of these different shades. You've got pinks, whites, purples. Pollinators really do enjoy these. Bees particularly absolutely adore fuchsia flowers. And it's all, you're getting 6 of them.
Yes,
and those
6
different varieties with those different colour tones. You could plant them in groups together if you give them a little bit of space. But you could put like 3 together in a big cluster in a border somewhere, or you can dot them around your borders, or you could container grow these as well. So I think for container gardeners this is really interesting and exciting too. A nice part shade or dappled shade position is the best thing for fuchsias. I find they grow much better if they've got shelter a little bit from bright sunshine, and they're hungry plants. So as much as you could probably have these growing nicely in your garden and giving you flowers if you just watered them, we know, don't we, here that feeding makes a big difference. And if you get yourself some of our blooming fast, feed these on a regular basis throughout that growing season, you will get more flowers.
Yeah, you will. I'm just...
Shall I pop one?
Yeah. Oh yeah, cool. I'm just thinking here, like the price. Well, look, I'm impressed with every single bit of value on this live show on YouGarden TV, but seriously, that works out to be just over £2.50.
I know. The price of them to get
£2.50.
all 6 is absolutely crazy.
There we go. Good timing. Oh, was that as satisfying as it looked?
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
you really shouldn't do it.
I'm quite jealous.
So many people pop the fuchsia flower.
You beat us to it. You know, seriously, it was about just over £2.50 each. It works out to be 6 of them for £15.25 for club members, of course. I'm really impressed. That has to be one of the biggest.
It is amazing.
Best value deals on the show, I think.
Don't just break it down by the 6 plants. Break it down by the fact that they're winter hardy and they're going to come back for you every single year. That's where that then becomes incredible value for money.
That's silly. It is silly value. There we go. Just go for it. Even if you haven't got ideas where to plant it, just get this deal, get them home, then start thinking about where you're going to arrange them. So yeah, 510262. Really impressive stuff. Right now, the Verbenas. Classic.
I mean, just incredible plants. So this is what you would be receiving. I will point out that these have grown on a little bit. We've been keeping them in the potting shed here. Yours may have been chopped, just probably to about that height, but don't panic. These grow very quickly, very vigorously. You go out every day and it's grown another 10 centimetres in height because they do grow, you know, they do romp away. They grow to probably about 6 feet, 2 metres, something like that in height, and they can do that in one season. 6 foot, or maybe up to 2 metres.
About the height of an average door, isn't it? Internal door.
6 foot is not 2 metres, Matt. No, 2 metres is a little bit higher than that. But they can grow to that in one season. They're herbaceous perennials, disappear in winter. Mine is much taller than me now. And that's how much it's grown since the growing season started.
So it is quick then.
They grow very, very quickly. They're tall, they're willowy, they're beautiful. Pollinators adore them, and they're award-winning with the RHS Award of Garden Merit. Well,
John, they can complement so many different areas of your garden. In fact, speaking of which, if you haven't seen this video, this is what Sean looks like with these in his garden with the Verbenias. Check this out.
Well, this edge of my patio looks a little bit severe and harsh, I think you'll agree. But if I take you around this side, I actually planted last year Verbena bonariensis, and I just love this because you still get the view but it softens the whole border. And I just adore these like pom-poms of purple. And it's a massive one for the pollinators as well. You get so many bees just dancing around here. But Verbena bonariensis, it's often known as a transparent plant. And what it does, it really highlights other plants in your beds and borders without dominating. You can always see through it. You've got these lovely kind of, I always call them like plants that look like they've done Pilates, because you've got these long, lean kind of stems and side stems, and there's these little purple pom-poms on the edge of every one. So they never block, they never dominate, they never overtake, but they complement all the other plants in the garden. Now, these are in full flower right now. Last year, I let them go to seed. I want to show you what's happened. So if you come and take a look down here, I mentioned that I let these go to seed last year. They look really attractive during the winter, but look, there are now hundreds of mini Verbena bonariensis. Look, loads and loads of these. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to dig these up and I'm going to plant them all the way around the garden. So imagine what I've got here. I can have the other side of the patio, and then I really want, that border's a bit dull over there, so I'm just going to plant dozens of Verbena bonariensis, and I think it's going to look great. And all these plants were free just from the seeds from these.
Sure, for areas in your garden where you don't want a fence or you don't want a wall, actually that's it's a creative way of having a bit of division. Yeah. Really impressed with that. The Verbena, there we go, £11 and 2 pence for 3 9cm pots. So that's 560910. We've had emails come in as well. Shout out again to Andrew, who's oh, we've got a lovely picture of oleanders here. The pink oleanders were from last year and have overwintered well and are full of blooms. The tricoloured oleander were bought earlier in the year and are flowering well. Unfortunately, I didn't get all the pink in the mix, but still looks lovely. Yeah, very nice. Here we go.
Oh yes, look at that.
Oh yeah, there, Andrew, that is gorgeous. That's a perfect example, that, isn't it?
Wow, love
really
that.
Really nice.
Oh, there we go. It's got this unbelievable in the background as well.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Very good.
Is that like a panthus in the side there? In the top corner. Top corner.
Yeah, it could be actually.
I think so.
Could be.
I think so. There we go. Oh, Joe, honestly, thank you so much. They are lovely.
Andrew's got a gorgeous garden.
Really lovely garden. I love your taste, honestly. And Andrew, thank you so much. Is there any more? I think that's it. Andrew, Bessie, thank you very much indeed. We've had another one. Oh, another one from Andrew, actually. Oh, the Polestar bought this earlier in the year. Runaway Bride, Hydrangea flowering well. The
mini olive.
Mini olive bought last year.
Yeah, you got the mini olive as well. That's what mine was looking like earlier on. So many flowers, and you've got loads of olives growing on there. Obviously, we know these aren't going to ripen enough to be able to eat here, but they do look gorgeous and interesting, don't they?
Yeah, I'm really intrigued by that.
They're really pretty.
Yeah, really nice. So what's another one? Here we go.
Oh, lovely hydrangea. Yeah, looking very nice.
Very nice.
And another hydrangea.
Oh, honestly.
That's the Polestar, right?
You have a lovely... Yeah, you have a lovely garden.
Oh, Andrew, when he sends you the wide shot, it's really pretty.
It's really pretty.
Andrew spends a lot of time in his garden.
Yeah, well, you can see it pays off. Thank you very much. Well, thanks
lovely.
to all
Do you know
of
what? We love seeing your gardens, genuinely.
We do. Yeah.
There's lots of you that have come on, you know, the journey with us here in the potting shed. And I feel like we're coming on your journey with you as well, because you send us your pictures. It's nice seeing how it progresses over time.
It's just such a passion, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely.
People sharing ideas. And it's so inspiring. Yeah, someone else might have seen that picture, Andrew, said, oh, it's going to do exactly the same thing. You know, it's so inspiring. Right, now, we're talking about practicalities. We're talking about getting good foundations for good root systems for various different plants, and that's where this compost comes in. It's not just any compost, this. People swear by. I am now proudly a compost snob.
Good. I'm glad. That's exactly our mission here in the potting shed, is to turn everybody into compost snobs. We want you using the best compost so that you get the best results from your plants, and using the best compost is exactly how you do that. This is a premium compost packed with ingredients that are going to give your plants the best start and the best continued life. Seeds through to trees and everything in between, you can plant in this. Also, your house plants are going to live a really happy life in here. It's pH balanced, so it's right in the sweet spot. So for the majority of things you plant in your garden, this is going to work amazingly. There's only one thing on the show today, which is the Pieris collection coming up in a little while. That needs acid soil, that needs ericaceous.
Okay.
Everything else that we have shown you and will show you for the last 20 minutes of the show, we'll love you for putting it in this.
It's honestly, this picture just makes a difference, because that intrigues for me. What is that going to become? Like, you know, richer colours, deeper foliage. That is really exciting. Bit of richer root system. I'd rather that as opposed to that. Who wouldn't?
Well, it's going to mean that your plant will survive longer, last longer, deal with any stresses, you know, better. Hopefully, weather conditions, it can weather those. If there's pests and diseases, hopefully it's going to be more likely to be able to overcome those. But it's about the results, isn't it? It's about getting, you know, vigorous growth, bigger flowers, more of them, and better crops. And you can use it for pretty much everything. If you are, you know, seed sowing, planting, you know, when you start sowing your seeds and things, this works brilliantly. If you're planting mature plants, this is going to work brilliantly. It's packed with all of those incredible ingredients: peat reduced, wetting agent, slow release fertilizer, composted wood fibre, and got that pH balancer in there to make sure that it works for the majority of things you've got in your garden.
I think lots of people watching now are going to be curious. What impact, what difference is this going to make? Try it. It could be one of the best things you bought for your plants. So yeah, £21, 23 pence. That's two 50-litre bags. If you bought this, if you're one of the many individuals who bought this just now, you've just saved £17.99. Great stuff. So 100 125. Right, it's an all-rounder. It really is. And do you know what? When it comes to, you know, sort of maintenance around the gardens, when it comes for planting, these pots are a must. In fact, there's a lady emailed in who had 21 of these.
Yes.
That is Vivian, I think. I think it was Vivian, wasn't it? Yeah, Vivian has 21 of these. She's watching right now.
Well done, Vivian.
That says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Good on you.
Yeah.
There's always space, and there's always room.
Well, they are brilliant, honestly, because, well, I think, do you know what, sometimes you want a decorative pot, and I understand that for certain things in the garden, but I've got so many things planted in these, and actually I'm really liking the fact that these are plain, they're black, because I focus then more on the plants than I do on the pots.
It's more of a nursery kind of vibe. I actually quite like these.
And when I've got these, so I've got these lined up, and I think it looks really uniform, neat and gorgeous, and I'm paying attention to the plant. I'm not looking at the pot. They're handy for so many different things, but most importantly, you're going to get the best results. Now, I know we're in drought periods, and it's hot, and it's all the rest of it, but the weather catches up with us. We're in the UK, of course. You know, we're going to get loads and loads of rain. There are very few plants that can sit in water for periods of time without it killing them, basically, because the roots will rot, and that's the end of it. Your plant is done for at that point. So it's all to do with the drainage holes. These are the new improved designs. You can see that star shape on the bottom there. You can see that there's a raised bit here, which means that water can drain away. When that is sitting flush to the ground, the holes aren't getting blocked. There is plenty of space for that excess drainage to run away.
So you don't need pot feet then?
No pot feet, no. And you've got the big extra drainage holes that go all the way around the side there as well, so any excess water can drain away. The handles are really strong, they're moulded into place. The plastic itself is not that cheap, nasty, you know, rubbish plastic that in one season goes brittle and cracks and breaks.
And it discolours in the sun sometimes, doesn't it?
This is tough stuff. So this is designed to be outdoors all year round with no ill effects at all. They are just strong, sturdy, practical, and you will find so many uses for them, not just for planting things in, but you know, storing, standing your bamboo canes in there. Well, yeah, I've got one that I keep spare. I nearly planted something in it the other day, and I was like, no. That was my garden trug. So when I'm deadheading, you know, weeding, it all goes in here before it can then go either on the compost heap or in the bin for the
or to in the car away. Maybe, you know, take it to the tip, you know, just all these trimmings and so on.
Absolutely.
Okay, really handy for that, Joe.
You're getting 4 of them as well.
Yeah, get 4. Yeah, absolutely. Every garden will find use for that. Every single person will. For £15.29, grab it. And it can last for years. So 130011. Joe, let's remind you this in action. If you want some really, really good deals, then the pots is absolutely that.
If you love your garden as much as we love ours, then why not join the YouGarden Discount Club?
The club has been running for many years, and it's where thousands of our customers enjoy a whole host of benefits to ensure that they get the most out of their gardens for less.
Now is a great time to join the YouGarden Discount Club, as the benefits have just got even better. So what do you get when you join the club?
Firstly, our members will get bigger discount rates all year round. So you'll now receive 15% off our range of plants and accessories, and that's on top of any other discounts you might have.
For those bigger investments, such as garden furniture or lawnmowers, for example, you now get 7.5% discount on all of our outdoor living and machinery range.
In addition to the ongoing discounts, you'll also get more voucher value when you join or renew your club membership. We will send you 4 £5 product vouchers, which you can redeem throughout the year against the cost of your orders.
And as a new added benefit, you will now receive 2 free P&P vouchers, which can be redeemed against the cost of your shipping.
Club members get priority access to exclusive offers and brand new products at our best prices.
We'll keep you up to date with fantastic advice and top tips from our grown experts and professional gardeners to make sure that you get the most from your new purchases and existing plants. The best way to join the club is with our auto-renewal subscription. You'll pay £10 per year, then at the end of the year we will automatically renew your membership to ensure you retain all of your benefits. Plus, the price you pay when you join will never go up for as long as you remain a member, and that's a guarantee.
And remember, when you join the club, you will start saving from the very first order you make, as the discounts will be applied immediately. So with all that the YouGarden Discount Club has to offer, why not join us and start saving today?
We'd love to help you make the most of your garden for less with the YouGarden Discount Club.
And you can join in the fun right now, £10 for the year, and it really can pay for itself quite quickly, it really can. Right, talking about deals, you're going to see, the Discount Club price on the side of your screen as we recap some of these deals. Right now, what we're going to look at...
Pieris.
Sorry, the Pieris down here,
Yeah, the Pieris collection. So this is the one that I was saying is the only one that we've got that needs the acid soil, the ericaceous compost.
Ah, this one, yeah.
These are phenomenal plants for you. Check out the different colours of foliage. It's the new growth that comes through in those wonderful tones. There's sort of oranges, peaches, pinks, there's red tones that come through. And you've got 3 distinct, gorgeous varieties. This one is called Mountain Fire, because you get those lovely fiery colours to the leaves that come out at the top there. This one is called Flaming Silver. Now that's because that one has got the variegation that you can see. You can see on the edges of the leaves, you've got those creamy tones on the edges there, which means the one on the end is called Forest Flame. No, not John, it's called Forest Flame. And with these, these are beautiful plants for growing in containers or growing in borders. Now, in borders, if you've got the acid soil in your garden, these are going to get to a couple of 2-3 metres height quite happily. They come out with all this beautiful foliage. They're evergreen. They also get flowers on there as well. These lovely sort of arching stems of flowers that look a bit like lily of the valley. Those lovely white bell-shaped flowers on them. And that happens sort of earlier on, sort of early summer. Those happen. If you trim those away afterwards, that's pretty much all you've got to do to them. You can do a bit of a prune back. You can do an annual sort of prune on these to keep them in shape, keep them to the size that you want them to be. But if allowed to grow and get to their full potential, as I say, a couple of 2 or 3 metres is what these can reach.
Well, it's impressive. Gorgeous
foliage, all 3 of them included, and very, very simple and easy to look after.
And a bargain price. So you get 3 of them for £15.27, so 511731. Right, the gerberas, we've got to revisit these.
Yeah,
we have. Good variety here.
Beautiful, 3 different colours included. So you've got the red, you've got the pink, and you've got that fantastic bi-coloured one there. They come to you in these 7cm pots. They rump away, they grow away really gorgeously. These are hardy gerberas as well, so they don't need winter protection. Well, hang on, let me caveat that. They will cope with down to about -6, -7 once they get established.
Still impressive.
Pretty impressive, absolutely. So if you need to, stick a good layer of mulch over the top of them in winter time, or grow them in containers and move them to give them the winter protection. Each one of these plants, once they're established, could produce up to 50 flowers per plant. 50 flowers per plant. I love the way the flowers come up as well. You can see one on that pink one there, look. That's another one coming up. So that's going to take over from this one. You do get multiples. It's not just one flower at a time. Once they're established, you could be looking at, 5, 6, 7 flowers at any one time, and up to 50 across the growing season, plus a long flowering season as well. You could get 5 to 6 months worth of colour from these. 3 different colours included, and they are hardy.
There's something classic about it. You had them in bright pots, didn't you, these ones?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Oh, really pops of colour. Right, I think just go for it with the gerberas. But yeah, so £12.74, so it's 561,359. Right now, the Rudbeckia. People love these. We get lots of good feedback. We've had messages about this already today.
Yeah, I think it's an awesome one if you were trying to create a bit of extra colour going on in your garden slightly later on in the summer. So mine are just starting, like the one that we've got here, look. You can see that there's a bud just forming up at the top there. That's what my plant is looking like. So I've got about, 25, 30 buds just about to open. I reckon in the next 2 weeks, they'll all start to open. And it gives you that sort of later summer season colour. And it keeps flowering, honestly, right the way through. You get these on and they're long-lasting flowers as well, through into October, maybe even trickling into November as well. You'll get those bright yellow flowers. Nice. I love the reflexed petals, the way they sort of point downwards slightly, because then it holds that cone in the centre, sort of proud and loud, and that is what invites those pollinators in. Pollinators adore this plant. Clump forming, so it does mean that one plant will multiply for you. So the first year you get a decent display, second year even better, third year hopefully, I'm in third year with mine, it's going to be even better. Divide those clumps every 3-4 years and produce new plants, and planted en masse like this. If you planted all 3 sort of about 40 centimetres apart, that will create that display that you just saw in that picture.
Yeah, there we go. So it's achievable. It really is. And they're so bright, aren't they? They're so vivid. So yeah, £11 and 2 pence. That's 560076. Right, we've got the rose of the week here. You mentioned earlier this. You can keep this quite compact.
Yeah, it doesn't grow too big at all. About 50, 60 centimetres. Couple of feet is all we're talking about with the raspberry Royale. Clusters of flowers. It's a floribunda, so you do get clusters of them. The roses themselves aren't huge, great big roses, but because they form in those clusters, you do get a really impressive display from these. And this, at full size of, a couple of feet, topped with those bright red flowers on there, the classic kind of Valentine's Day red, I think is what I would call these.
It is a Valentine's red.
It's a beautiful, beautiful colour for you. Really easy to look after. All roses do tend to be, certainly in my experience. They're winter hardy. They drop their leaves in winter. They require a once annual prune, so I do mine in about January and February, and I deadhead throughout the summer. That's how you get those blooms continuing to come through for you.
And John, the leaves are lovely too, like a satin, glossy, waxy finish. They're really special.
Amazing price on this as well, guys, honestly, because for a potted rose, from Harkness as well.
Oh, of course, Harkness rose.
This is what we're bringing with the rose of the week. A fantastic rose, but at a phenomenal price.
So you can get a Harkness rose delivered home for £14.44 if you're a club member. Brilliant. We love you, God. So yeah, it's 530664. Right now, the pineapple guava.
Yeah. Now, evergreen structure in your garden. Thank you, Charlie.
That's coming next.
Evergreen structure in your garden is what you're going to get from the pineapple guava. I love how the underside of the leaves are actually a slightly lighter colour, and you do get to see that interest. Once this grows and gets to full size, we could be talking, 6 feet quite happily. Yeah. Could be container grown. I would recommend it. It's half hardy. It'll cope with down to about -5, so might need a little bit of winter protection. Container grown means you can easily move it. If you want to plant it in borders, go for it. Use some fleece wrapping and things in the winter just to give it that protection it needs. The flowers that produce on here are so tropical looking, so gorgeously exotic. They have these huge, great big stamen on there that are going to invite those pollinators into your garden, and you could then grow fruits on here as well. The pineapple guava is supposed to be an amazing taste, as Charlie has been saying, a mixture between a pineapple and a guava. But for me, this is about the evergreen foliage and those gorgeous flowers that get produced.
It's like something from another planet, that flower. It's extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary. So what a piece to have. Imagine owning that in your garden. It's amazing, isn't it, what you can get? But look, for £14.44, yeah, grab it. It's 680146. We've only got about 5 minutes left. It's Friday. I've had such a lovely morning, and thanks so much for all of your emails interaction. We love it. It's so inspiring. One of the most popular items from popular plants is the Acer. It's the most popular today. This is your headliner. It's all about the Acer.
If it would fit on the favourites table, it would be on the favourites table.
So,
but this is not going to fit on the favourites table, because just look at the size. I mean, we can't fit it all into one shot for you. So that is a stunning plant for that price.
I can't go. I honestly would not ever think it was that.
Well, honestly,
that £20 mark, maybe.
They are all looking nice and big and healthy as well. I went to the Acer tunnel. I had a look on Friday. I was here on Friday. I had a little look at them on Friday. They are all an amazing size. And what you're getting from this is just stunning colour. Look at the leaves, look at the shape, look at the colours, the variegation with the cream, the green, but also you're going to get blush tones of pink coming into this as well. So I think that mixture of colour is incredible. Nice upright growth, nice strong growth. It can get really big as well. We are talking 4 or 5 metres quite happily if you want it to. Acers tend to be slow growing. I think this one's slightly more vigorous than other varieties of Acer, so you could get a really good display from this quite quickly. But you've also got interest on this plant. Can you see those pink stems that are on there as well? So the new stems come through a delightful pink colour.
Warm colours there too. You know, I just love, there's something just so welcoming and inviting about Acers, aren't there? You know, and there's maybe you've got some already. Maybe you just want something a little bit more different, because again, I've saved a space in my garden. I want to get some classics in there, but this one, it's so appealing because you've got that nature, that ambience that an Acer can give, but it's so unique, it's so different. It's the shape of the leaves, it's the colouring. I haven't seen anything actually quite like that before. But Acer, if I was to see that, and around in my travels, garden centres and so on, I would honestly think about 20, I want to say £30. I know,
at least.
Maybe, seriously, I think,
at least.
Too good there, but for £12.74, I'm not acting, I'm genuinely blown away by that. I can't get over that.
I know.
The root system we've got there.
Well, this is why I have placed my order,
so well.
and it is actually the most popular item on the show, because everybody has recognised the value for money here. The fact that this is an incredible price for the size that we're talking about, but also it's an Acer for that price. Acers are normally more expensive, but we are bringing you an absolute bargain with this one. They're really easy to look after as well. They are winter hardy plants, so they don't need winter protection. The two things I always recommend with Acers is put them in a dappled or part shade position, and keep them slightly sheltered. They don't like strong winds. So, you know, most normal gardens, it's going to be absolutely fine, because our gardens are pretty sheltered, aren't they? With walls and fences around them and what have you.
There's bound to be a spot for that.
Absolutely. I mean, I placed my order myself today. I know a lot of you have as well, and I can totally see why. Fantastic price, but a beautifully stunning plant.
Yeah, it really is. And the variation of the leaves there too, it's that lovely, like a marbling mottled colour. And you've got some leaves there that are one solid colour. Yeah. Some are a bit more, about half and half. Some are predominantly green. But it's just, each one's ever so slightly different. Yeah. And it's an absolute feast to look at that. It's gorgeous. And the size of it, I can't get over. £12.74 delivered for that price. You don't pay any postage packaging as long as you quote the offer code there, YGTV2825. So type that in just before you check out on YouGarden.com, and yeah, you watch your P&P go to zero. And that's not just for the Acer, it's for other items we got here. And I always try and sum up some of my favourites. The Nandina, absolutely. The grapes are really impressive. But yeah, if you want the Acer, then that has been the start of the show. It's been brilliant. Bex, you're back this afternoon on TikTok.
Yes, if you want to come and join us on there from about 1:30, we should be live on TikTok this afternoon. We'll be there for a couple of hours if you want to come and see us.
Oh, happy days. Yes, so tune in there. Honestly, it's been a pleasure. Thanks so much for having me back.
Always a pleasure to have you, Charlie.
It's really good. I learned so much, and thanks so much for all of your messages or your comments on YouTube. We love learning about your gardens. There's nothing more inspiring than sharing ideas and interests, isn't there? And obviously, everyone's got something so much in common. We all love gardening. How about that? I'll see you back soon. Have a lovely rest of your day. If you're going for the Acer, if you get it home, can you send us in a picture? We need to see that in place. Thanks again to Bex, and of course, thanks to you at home.